a victory saxophone. Right, let's start doing, because as usual, that timer, I'm usually just sat there staring at it, and I look at it, and I think, I've got a minute, and that's all right, innit? Be fine. And then I'm still staring at it like 30 seconds, and I'm thinking, 30 seconds, yeah, 30 seconds, I should probably get going and get the doings done. But I'm still there at like 15 seconds going, yeah, spring into action. That's right, baby, spring into action. Leap in and start doing things. And it's like, 10, 9, you really ought to start doing things. Nah, it's all good. Don't need to do things. Doing things is for chumps. Right, let's hope. Should have a lovely little cutscene appear. I mean, we can hear it, but we can't see it. Marvellous, we can see it and hear it. Good. 'Tis time for SaturJay RPG and Final Fantasy 13. Ooh, yeah. It's probably better than my usual version of that song. For funsies, my usual version of that song is... oh no, wait, we got to do this. While exploring the Ark, the Lassie meets Sid Raines, who reveals the horrendous truth of the Fauci's agenda. The divinity responsible for creating both Fauci and humans, known only as the Maker, departed long ago, leaving the world to fall into ruin. To save it, the Maker must return, but to call back the Maker, millions of lives, no less than the entire population of Cocoon. You failed. You have failed this city. And yeah, all of the previous stuff, all of the previous doings. I see. You appear to have swapped emotes. Very, very thematic. Welcome, both of you. Welcome, Mr. Blue Boosh. Welcome, Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint. Or Mr. Paint, as we decided it was previously. How are the pair of you this afternoon? Are you looking forward to doings in some fashion? Or have you done your doings in some fashion? Stream's on! Stream's on! Nani? Don't know why I turned it Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Streamer dado! Streamer-san! And then it was racist. Congratulations. I suppose arguably we are looking at... Whoa, that was a peculiar decision for a camera shot, wasn't it, gang? I suppose it wasn't really a decision, it was a sort of odd little entity. Well, technically, find each other on streams and emote at each other. Nice. Well, I suppose it's good to have coincidences like that. I take it you weren't intending to find each other. You weren't like deliberately searching for each other. You just happened to be on the same one. Because that's quite immensely interesting to discover. Probably stick it in your... That's probably the best one to go after first. Oh, you were stalking. I see. I understand. But technically, because of course... Whoa, Hope! What are you doing, mate? Hope? Why die? Why die, child? I don't really want to spend all my I suppose I have to do a Phoenix Down. I've only not played it for a week, and I've clearly forgotten how to do. I'm distracted. I'm not used to actually having people talking. How dare you be active, prominent viewers who are supporting me in all of my endeavours? How dare you? Shit, I'm distracted again. Cock, Hope, I need you to do this. Oh, good lad. Right, okay. Here we go. Let's try and catch up. Right. You were stalking. Didn't know I was being followed. Looked at my pals list and it said 2 of them were watching something interesting, so I snuck in. I see. You and Skink were on there, blimey. I've started the cult of Robotron. Although having said that, Skink must have perhaps found it... Oh no, I think Skink might have found it through Can't Sleep. So, yeah. Ended up watching that really calming theme park dude. Ah, yes, that is Rich's Live. Once upon a time, What Culture man, and then turned Racing Dude man? I don't know. But, oh yes, anyway, I was suggesting, technically speaking, seems as I've been doing Twitch for a year, and then Mr. Blue Boosh started, and then Mr. Can't Sleep started, and you call Blue Boosh Stream Dad, and Blue Boosh calls you Stream Son, that would technically make me the Stream Granddaddy. Which I don't necessarily want to be named the Stream Grandfather, but in a technical sense, it's sort of true. Stream Uncle? No. No. That one definitely no. No. The uncle tends to have unfortunate connotations. Especially, I think, didn't we What the Dub? One of those What the Dubs we did the other week was quite entertaining, because I can't remember. It might have actually been you, Mr. Sissimapa, because I think we both went down the same route of the uncle being a filthmonger who's touching the kids. So, Stream Papa. Stream Papa. Papa, can you hear? I don't. I suppose arguably, do I preach? If I do preach, then you could then go Stream Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep. This could be Uncle Touchy's Puzzle Basement. I don't like the sound of that either. That's a disturbing name beyond comparison. Oh, hello. What was that? Oh, I think it was just them thinking about it, maybe. You've never heard Sissimapa pronounced before, I see. I must admit, the other day I was thinking about it, because I've referred to you as Sissimapa on occasions previously. I think possibly just to myself, which probably makes me sound insane, but I am, so it's very difficult to not sound insane when you're completely fucking batshit. But yeah, the only other variant I thought of was the fact that it looks a little bit like Seize Me P, which is disturbing, because I don't really want that. I don't want anybody to seize me P. Stream Lord, I could get behind that. Inaccurate, but although that does make it look like I am the Stream Lord and this man sees me P. Because I am the Lord of the Stream. It goes around the world in 80 days. And everybody gets a chance to seize me P. What is wrong with you, Fang? You keep getting a strange red streak about the eyes. It's slightly concerning. I don't know if it's some kind of secret Easter egg where it's like, oh, duh, Fang's really dead, and you don't know it. No, they did that in a different one. I don't think they'd repeat it. Oh, I mean, technically a visual inspection really does sort of... I don't want Streamlord to get behind me and seize me P until it goes blue boosh. Am I even going the right way? I think I am. But, truth be told, I've gotten distracted and turned around, so there's every possibility I'm going completely the wrong way. So let's check that map, make sure... I mean, it certainly feels like I might be going the right way, but there's also every possibility that I'm not. And the enemies, unfortunately, the enemies would respawn, so I wouldn't have a clue based on the amount of enemies, but we'll have a look. Have a look and have a go and see what's happening. These guys shouldn't be quite so tough, I don't think. Without the distraction of the Stikini, and without having the Stikini, in fairness. Oh, fun pic posted to the Dragon Discord arts hole. Ooh, I see. I'll have to have a look. Unfortunately, I don't really have it available on me at the moment. So that's more a end of stream thing for me. I'm very much, because Final Fantasy XIII has a tendency to get a little bit sort of angry if you start fiddling around trying to look in other windows. You can do it, but it starts getting a bit sort of like, oi, fuck you, I'm Final Fantasy fucking 13, you will fucking pay fucking attention to me. It doesn't like it when you sort of get distracted by other things. It's either seize me P or seize me P. I must admit, the original I was always thinking of see as in looks upon. But yeah, seize is very different. As Bob Mortimer needs a lot of P for... you channeled Pat Butcher just then. There was an element of Pat Butcher, I think, yeah. Frank. Oh, no, I'm channeling Frank now. Pat, 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 pat. Patty, pat, pat. Patty, bum, bum. How are you doing? Oh, hello. What are you doing down there? Oh, genuinely thought since he had his back to me, I thought I could take a bit of advantage, but unfortunately not so much. Well, I suppose last time we got the shit kicked out of me for focusing on the Stikini. So I suppose let's take down... I think the Skatarnair are possibly slightly... Oh, no, he's been stopped. Well, that's inconvenient, isn't it? Could you maybe not be stopped? That's why you take the Stikini down first. Because he sticks it in you and stops you in your tracks. And you don't need that. Let's go. Whoa, okay. Maybe changing target might not have been a good idea. Also, Hope is stopped, so I'm going to need a distraction. I'm dead. Cool. Yes. Frank Butcher the Pokemon. Frank Butcher. Frank Butcher. Frank Butcher. Butcher Frank. Frank Butcher. And that means he's pleased to see you. But if he goes Butcher Frank Butcher, Butcher Frank Butcher, that means he's very angry. It's alarmingly difficult to tell his emotional state. Frank, I choose you! Frank appears and looks red-faced. I feel like if you're going to choose him, inevitably his base form would have to be him naked with a bow tie, I think. That was one of his more famous appearances in that programme. I don't know anything about EastEnders nowadays. Because there's no reason to know anything about EastEnders nowadays, because there is nobody in the house watching it. It was back, Frank Butcher I can understand and comprehend, but nowadays wouldn't have much of a chance. Right, I think we can just go diversity. Could do with killing one of these guys. It's a necessary issue. Come on, Hope. Heal Fang for me, please. These guys are alarmingly tough. I think I'm going to win the fight this time round, simply because of the fact that I got rid of the Stikini, and the Stikini is the one that keeps stopping me, and the stop is the key issue we're experiencing. But we are still getting... They're doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Sticky knee. Yes. Why you've got a sticky knee, I do not know, but that's between you and your knees. What you've been doing with your knees. And why they are sticky. Maybe it's as simple as you just spilt a sticky fried rice. And you thought, oh now I've got a sticky knee. Or you've been doing something filthy and it's just dribbled down the leg and that's what's caused the stickiness of the knee. I don't know. As I say, that's between you, your conscious, and your knee. Here we go. Marvellous. Only 3 stars. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? Never mind. It could be both those reasons. That's true. Maybe you spilt your sticky fried rice whilst doing something that caused you to get sticky knees. Is that like when my legs hate women, I end up with misogynies? Yeah. That's a good one. That is a good one. Right, Stikini. I think we've got 2 Stikinis this time, which could be a problem. Well, then again, I think we've got 1 Stikini. Oh, bloody Stikini stopped me. Could you not do that? Stop doing the forbidden dance. Nobody needs your forbidden dance. In fact, I forbid you from doing the forbidden dance. Okay, I think we need some heal up in this house. Stikini, go. Kill the son of a bitch now. End it quickly. Whoa, nice. Oh dear, he's got quite a lot of buffs on. Let's go bullying. Bully! 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 A little bit of bully. Bloody American games, it's pronounced courgette. Intriguing. What American game are you watching? And how are they mispronouncing courgette? Or are they saying a completely different word? Because don't they call it... is it a zucchini? Or am I thinking of something else? Is a zucchini something completely different? I don't know. But Is it one of those situations where they're saying completely the wrong name, or are they just butchering the idea of courgette? Do. Oh, I see. And are you relating it to the Stachini? I think I'm understanding. I was a little bit slow on the uptake there, but I think I'm beginning to understand. Do. Nothing of interest there, so just straight through the door. I suppose really I should probably change up my team, but I might do that for the next dungeon. This is all technically still a single dungeon, despite how long it's been. And it has been quite a long dungeon. They do quite lengthy dungeons in Final Fantasy XIII, I think. Otherworldly bones. I'm not entirely sure I feel comfortable having an otherworldly bone in my inventory, but I don't have much choice. Oh, hello. What purpose does this corridor serve? It takes you from point A to B. That's the purpose the corridor serves. Legs are wet courgette. I don't know the sort of legs you have, but I must admit I've never considered my legs to seem like a wet courgette. I don't think I stand a chance of getting a back attack on it, so just go forth. Is it both of them at once? No, it's not, so that's not so bad. Oh, I did get a back attack. What? I'll take it. I'll take the win on that one, but that is truly ridiculous. Utterly stupid. Beyond comparison. But arguably, you've almost hit upon why a lot of people don't like Final Fantasy XIII, because it was very straight line. So the fact that there is a corridor that serves no purpose doesn't necessarily surprise anybody, because it was critiqued quite heavily for the idea of it being far too linear, which I don't know. I still like it because I think the storyline and characters bump it up, because I think it is one of the it's one of the more interesting Final Fantasies for the sake of the characters. Final Fantasy VII probably still wins out a little bit in terms of the overall story, because it's although having said that, it's gone stupendously. Did you just say you'd take it from the back? I don't know. I might have. When you can, yes. I don't remember saying it, but it's distinctly possible. When I was engaging with the enemy, yes. Yes, I did say that. And yes, I did manage to take it from the back. I took it from the rear end, and now I'm beating it soundly. Like the trombone, I believe. I don't know if it's called a trombone, but I suppose arguably, traditionally it's called a reach around, isn't it? But some people would refer to it as a trombone. I suppose arguably I suppose the reach around is if you're just using your hand. The trombone is if you're using your lips as well, I suppose. I've never really fully considered it, but now I've said it. So, okay. So I want you slightly distracted. Oh, okay, no. Okay. You're a twitchy little fucker, aren't you? Very difficult to approach the rear end of a twitchy little fucker. The rusty trombone, yes. Oh, have we? Yes! Zaz's face right up its arsehole. That's what we need. I'm sorry, Zaz, but it is a requirement for victory. You must stick your head up its arse. And then it's surprised. I mean, you would be, wouldn't you? Unsolicited head up your arse is distinctly surprising. Ooh. Make you say more than oh my. Especially you got the added bonus. Most people have hair, so very tickly as well. So oh my. Carry on. I'm tapping the button. I can't help myself. I don't know how. As usual, I don't know precisely how much the tapping of the button comes out, but I will just clarify, as usual, there's no need to tap the button. It's not quite turn-based, but it's not sort of an action game where you need to sort of continually tap. But I've explained it away before, and I can't help myself. It's that mentality of every split second counts. So you want to get in there and get right in there and start getting it. Despite the fact that the time meter is fixed. There's no sort of, absolutely like that. 2 button pushes, we're done. And I can just sit back and relax, and yet on multiple occasions, I have the urge to just keep tapping, keep tapping away. Pow. Go on, get it up, as it were. Everything's become sexual. Stick it in, stick it in the rear, and get it up. Arguably, wanted to do those two the other way round, I'd say, but the choice is yours, really, I suppose. Here we go. We have actually approached the end zone, which is nice. Just check. Always check your nooks, and always check your crannies. Your crannies are to the left, and your nooks are to the right. Never considered the reality of a rusty trombone. Right, save that up, and then save it down, I suppose. Save it all around. Open the door. Or don't open the door if you prefer as. I'd prefer you to open the door if you just sort of, do it properly. You can do it that way round. It's like playing snooker with a noodle. Oh, wow. It's devolved substantially, and we've only had about half hour. There's nowhere really left to go, is there?
Looks like it's a dead end.
No, I'd say that looks like a apocalyptic city.
If the stories are right, it's a maze.
This place is a boot camp for Lassie. All kinds of challenges from Grand Pulse are waiting.
Challenges, huh? To get us all ready to go wipe out Cocoon?
We can wait here if turning Seath sounds better.
I have had enough of this! Where's the way out? Way out? Who said there was?
Thumbing in a softie.
Bring it on.
I want to say that was Jimmy Carr, but I'm not 100% convinced.
Maybe I will.
Feel like it might have been though.
Until that happens.
But I've got another name in my mind, but I can't quite think of the name. I can see his face, but I can't quite think of the name. Scottish comedian.
That's why I kept searching for her.
It's like pushing a marshmallow into a coin slot. Oh dear. Oh wow.
Sarah was here the whole time. Right here.
Emotional scene, and we've got that. Thumbing in a softie, and it's like pushing a marshmallow into a coin slot.
Is to not let our focus win. It's not the foul sea we should listen to. It's Sarah and Reigns. Do you know why? Because our focus doesn't matter. What matters to me is that we protect Cocoon. Whatever it takes.
Same here. I'll help you do it.
Oh, everybody hands in. Go on. Yeah. Cheesy moment is cheesy. Even the bird's on board.
I mean, come on. When a chocobo agrees, you know you're on the right path.
There you go. That's right.
Count me out.
What?
Ah, come on, Fang. We were having a moment.
You all want to go it on your own. Then so will I.
Hey,
Fang.
Al. Hey.
Let Cocoon get what's coming. They hate us for being Lassie. What's it to me?
Oh, I think this is the one. This is where we're going to be using Fang for a bit, I think.
Go on alone. Get stronger. And smash Cocoon out of the sky. You turn Seath and there's no coming back. I'm not letting it end that way.
She's having her moment. And she possibly has the most... I mean, it's an interesting one. Usually this is the most powerful summon in the game, bar something extra special. Like base summons. This is usually the most powerful one in the game, but I don't think so in this game. They're partially about the right... They're all about the same, but nonetheless, this is the mighty, incredible... Bahamut!
What's he doing here? Come to take pity on me? Come to take care of a broken Lassie?
That thing's here to help us?
I know he's here to kill you.
That's what Eidolons do. They help us. Eidolons are our salvation. If we can't decide what to do next, they come put us out of our misery!
Wait, so you haven't made up your mind yet?
Why are you protecting me? What are you doing?
Protecting one of our own. We can do without their brand of mercy. And we don't need a Fal'Cie's orders either. I'm fighting this focus to the end. We all are. So please, fight with us.
Yeah. Who could possibly say no to that? The heroic drama. The awesomeness. The grandiosity of it all.
Ready when you are!
Bring it on. Big dragon boy. Not overly keen on the design of Bahamut in this one. Right, okay, so, I mean, probably worthwhile just using standard practice to a certain extent. We've tried overthinking these in the past and it's never worked. So I think it's just standard fare of just try and hit it as hard as I possibly can. Screw any sort of odd tactics, just pummel it until we can finally summon it to its Gestalt form. Oh dear, okay, well that's not good. Do we have Renew? Yes we do. Cool. All allies, please. We need Renewal to come back. I might actually have to use Sentinel. Just for the fact that Sentinel is quite useful. Although, having said that, I don't think... There we go, that'll do. And now Medigard, please. Medigard it up. Ow! Please stop hitting me while the Medigard's down. Please now get the Medigard up. Get the Medigard up. Thank you. Now you can attack. Come on, attack all you want. Also, we don't have a medic in this one. God damn it. Combat clinic will have to suffice for now. Ow! Have I fucked it? Oh, we don't have the counter one. Okay, cool. Fang, you're not a very good sentinel. You know that, don't you? Right, it's lovely that you think to bring it on, but we are significantly low on time. Please stop hitting me. God damn it, Vanille! Stop dying, you stupid woman! Ow! Stop hitting me! Stop hitting me! Cease and desist. That Gestalt meter is rising quite nicely, though. There's no doubt about that. Right, get in there. Twat it. Twat it a few more times. Boom! Got him. Nice. Relatively easy one, that one. Despite the fact that Vanille died twice. Oh, juiced! Transformers, more than meets the eye. I'm assuming that's Nori that would have done that, because she seems the sort of slightly aggressive, grumpy one. But yeah, make you look like self-harming. Jesus. These guys not one scratch. No, they're completely immune to everything inside of a battle. Fang gained an ATB gauge segment. Nice. It's only if they get injured outside of battle. That's when you know it's serious. They can take 1,001 bullets if they are, if they're inside the battle. But the moment they hit anything sort of outside, boom, that's it. They're done and dusted.
Listen, keep our eyes on the goal, and we'll figure something out. All right.
Hey, Sarah. So I guess being a Lassie doesn't have to mean you can't do what's right, does it?
Okay, so you've automatically changed my team going. I don't want that team. Let us see. Who shall we be? Okay. Generate. No. Battle team. There we go. I get there in the end. Right. So. Let's see. I mean, I probably will use Vanilla because she's not been in battle for a while. But I have recently been using Zaz, so Zaz is probably out for now. I do kind of want to go Snow. What does that leave me short of, really? I mean, technically it doesn't leave me short of anything, really, does it? But There's arguably lightning. Yeah, lightning might be the better choice. I don't have a synergist if I do that though, do I? I get a deep down. I've got scars that look like self-harm. Oh dear. I'm jumping into bushes. I see. I was going to say technically, but not in the traditional sense, I suppose. Right, so relentless assault we want there. Solidarity we want down 1, and then this one let's have Ravager, Commando, and Medic. That's it. Diversity. Good. Now we want you as a Saboteur in some fashion. Maybe you as a Commando and a Ravager. I must admit, what might be quite nice. We'll have you as Commando and you as Ravager, so we can do a bit more punching. So in this one, let's do it the other way around, just for a bit of difference. And now Sentinel, Commando, and Saboteur. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable one. Jump in lots of bushes when I can. When the old wife's not looking, I jump in plenty of bushes. No, that's filthy. Don't say that. Disgusting, man. Yeah, yes, indeed. Do I want one with double medics? I don't think I do. That's just relentless assault again. I don't really need that. Another sentinel. We've already got 2 sentinel ones. So I don't really need sentinels. Medic and Saboteur. We've got 3 Saboteurs on there, but yeah, I think that'll do. Mostly, as is the standard fare, we're mostly using Relentless Assault, Diversity, and Solidarity. When I need a Saboteur, I will probably head into Ruthless. But yeah, it gives me a couple of different options, doesn't it? That'll do. Summer 2011. That was a good year for bush jumping, I take it. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll pop round. What's the best bush to date? George W. No, he was definitely not a good bush, I don't think. I can barely remember what he did, but I'm sure he didn't do anything that productive. Otherwise, I'm sure the country would have been in a better state. Right, yeah, let's pop back through this door, unless you're not going to allow it. Nope, it's fine. It built an animation, it's happy to show it again. I bet that was the animator's choice. Look, I built you that fucking animation. You fucking use it. Several times. Every opportunity you get, use that animation. Right, here we go. What time is it? Snow time. It's snow business, like snow business. We all like his coat. That's just a statement of fact more than anything else. Let's leap down this path. Nobody knows why this path is here. I had a particularly well-trimmed one once. A few of my mates dived in eventually, but I was the first. Yes, I was the bush pioneer. I will... Have you ever jumped into a blue bush? A blue bush? A bush that's blue? Or are they the traditional bush colours? Must have been a big bush. One of my friends had tried to jump in when he was younger, but failed. Oh no! Disappointing. In what way did he fail, though, I wonder? Did he come up short and just sort of facepalm? Not facepalm, just face...
That's a gate to Grandpa's.
Face plant! That's the word. My brain knew it began with P, just couldn't quite work out the rest of it.
So what?
Like a blue rinse. Yes, I suppose it would be like a blue rinse, yeah.
Could be one of Daisley's traps.
Yeah, I'm assuming someone was painting a fence blue, tripped over his own feet on top of the ladder and splashed blue all over the bush. And then you came along and went, my God, I'm never going to get an opportunity like this again. It's blue,
Really?
and it's a bush.
That is a Grandpa's ship.
Really? Leave it to me.
Either way, we're on borrowed time. So might as well go. We get lucky, maybe we'll even turn up some way to get rid of these goofy tattoos.
But there's no way to do that.
You never know.
She changed the tune, didn't she?
To look for one.
nothing else, we know Cocoon's safe for the time being. I'd say it's worth going to take a look.
Maybe. But what about your dad?
I made him a promise. I promised him to keep going and do what I had to. He said only I would know what that was. The world's full of lies. There's no way of knowing what's right. All we can do is believe in ourselves. It's easy to sit back and let people trick you. Like how the Sanctum
So he couldn't jump properly. Wow.
Monster. I'm done with their lies.
So drunk you can't jump properly.
It's my focus thing. From here on out I use my eyes.
No, I must admit, I don't think I've ever really thought I must jump in that bush.
I might not make all the right choices, but as long as I'm the one who decided what to do, there's nothing to regret.
All right, let's do it. I'm with you. Bad choices and all.
Of course, I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. Pulse is hell, you know.
Oh, is it now? How many times have you been there?
None. But I want to go and see what it's like for myself.
Okay, people.
He's going to drop that at some point, isn't he? And then he's going to feel bad because he smashed her too.
So, everybody in?
Right,
Absolutely.
Off to hell we go.
And it's to jump in many bushes before one tangled me. Now I've got a little sapling, yes. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, this must be back in the past. I missed whether it specified which day it was, but...
But I think we all saw the glimmer of a dream, somewhere in the sky that night. The tiniest spark of hope that we could change our fate. Who could say? That moment's come and gone.
It's a very shiny ship, isn't it?
You did it!
Yeah, I told you, didn't I?
Playful little critter, isn't he?
Yeah, we'll play with someone else.
Happens all the time.
He thinks we're lunch.
Yeah, like on a seafood buffet.
Seafood, cute.
Guys, here it comes! Fang! Get him!
I'm on it!
This is another one of their elaborate and over-the-top cutscenes for no obvious reason, but it's fun anyway. Like, they could have just landed the airship, and that would have been it. But no. They have to have the jeopardy of the airship crashing, and everybody having to jump onto Bahamut. It does look good though, doesn't it? There's no two ways around it. When Square Enix decide to make a fancy cutscene, oh boy, do they smash it out of the park. But Bahamut is weird. Because like every other summon is like properly sort of like a vehicle type thing. Like Zaz has his obviously go-kart. Ah, of course. That is a shame you missed that opportunity, yeah. Failed as an accurate comedian, yes. And that's the one thing we look for in comedians. Accuracy. Pure facts and figures. But,
The world, wild and fragile, vibrant and untamed. Grand pulse.
oh, yeah. Now we get into the real fantasy style of this game, because it's all green areas and, well, basically fantasy rather than the sort of sci-fi fantasy of the above. Not keen on the chocobo design in this. Something about the sort of the strange danglers that chocobos have. Not keen on the danglers by the side. No more corridors. Oh, don't you worry, the corridors will return. But it does open up quite substantially here. It becomes a little bit more open world. So you basically have this idea of Grand Pulse is this sort of open playground where you're sort of running around doing jobs and bits and bobs and doings and bits and thingies and other oddities. Of course, you have to be very careful in Grand Pulse because it is alarmingly easy to go, hey, I'll challenge you. Oh, you're one of the monsters who'll kick the shit out of me. Cool. Thanks for the warning, game, dickheads. But, yes, it can be nasty. But it can also be quite fun and enjoyable, as long as you do it carefully and properly. As with many things, it can be fun, but only if you don't do it wrong.
It's just a way to wake a sleeping god. But would bringing the maker
Yeah, there are better designs of chocobos. The extra danglers I'm not keen on. Those giant things will kill you in like one shot. So I'm going to avoid tackling one of those. Row about jokes the other day. Someone said, how'd you get a bear out of a tree? Come bear. Doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work on the word gag front either. Because I don't know, there's like, it's not quite close enough for my taste. Come on, bear. Yeah, I suppose you got to put a bit of effort in though, I think. That's the problem with it. It doesn't just flow. It requires a certain level of sort of, how'd you get a bear out of a tree? Come on, bear. Come on, bear. It just sounds sort of like too forced. That's the problem with that one, if you ask me. Too forced. What are you doing with the coconuts, kid? Should probably leave that to Snow. He's the one who punches things, but... No, I suppose, yeah, if you did add the... It's still a bit of a push, though. You are still pushing a bit more twist on the phrasing of Camembert than you'd require. But I suppose, arguably, yes, if you did highlight the cheese element, you do get an extra push to the notion of it being a gag. I do have... I don't know where it's gone now. It's probably somewhere not too far away, but I can't remember. It might be slightly further away to the left of me, or not quite so far away to the right of me. But I do have Tim Vine's joke book, and that's got some high quality gags. Some of the ones I remember are the one I used the other day in What the Dub. The old the benefits of easy origami are twofold. I always love that one because it's just such a pure, perfect gag there. And then the other one I often remember is it's clearly not off with the chocobo. I think he's probably scuppered and screwed. I think he's trying to get our attention. This is very much a lassie. I made the lassie joke earlier in the description.
It's Brand.
What?
Oh, there you go.
We gotta find him.
Yes, we do. We do have to find him. We have to find the find the boy. Find the boo. I've got to find my boo. All right, the other Tim Vine joke. Let's try and get through that sentence, and then we'll deal with the Crystarium, and then we'll deal with the rest of the game. Tim Vine. The other one I quite like is I was in this restaurant, and I asked the waiter for dessert, and he bought me tiramisu and a blindfolded horse. So I said to him, no, I said mascarpone. Yes, that's a good one as well. Yeah, went to the zoo the other day, only had one dog. It was a shit zoo. That one I like. That one I like as well. And I think this is another Jimmy Carr one, because I think he did a whole bit on trying to find the shortest jokes. And I think he discovered that the shortest joke, at least back then, I think arguably you can only really do a 2-word joke. A 1-word joke is, I suppose, a 1-word joke is me. Because you're a joke of a human being. Yeah. But he did get it down to a 2-word joke, which was Venison's dear. Although, actually, that might have been a 4-1. Venison's dear, isn't it? I think was the full joke, so that might be his 4-1. I think the 2-1 was simply dwarf shortage, but still. Different setup for the mascarpone. I must admit, I sort of improvised a little bit on that one. I don't think I got quite the sort of same style as Tim. I think he tells it a lot better. My friend is into necrophilia, bestiality, and BDSM. He says it's like flogging a dead horse. That sounds like a Tim Vine one again. Although having said that, it's a bit dark for Tim Vine. He's a bit more sort of upbeat, but it's definitely the sort of wordiness that he'd go with. But that is a good one. But yes, I believe, yeah, I'm assuming dwarf shortage was what you were considering was the option, and we caught up with each other, and yes, it was. But yeah, as I say, I think that was the Jimmy Carr. He was discussing sort of the shortest jokes, and I must admit, quite a few of those really short jokes worked really beautifully, just as sort of daft little lines. And as I say, I quite like the punchiness of the benefits of easy origami are twofold. That's just, I love that one. That one is probably one of my favourite jokes of all time, and one of the ones that sticks in my mind the most, because it's just a good joke, frankly. Right, let's deal with Vanille. How'd you blind a donkey with cheese? Oh, I see, mascarpone. Yeah. Yeah, medic's probably the best option. I must admit, I'm gonna check in with their accessories, because I wonder if I have unlocked one without realising it. You do sometimes. Nope, they're all at one accessory. We've already got... Oh, you put me as lightning again, you bastards. It is not lightning, it is snow that I am being. And Zaz, I think we'll leave out, because we do need Vanille. Unless we want... Yeah... I've got to admit, I said no to Zaz and Vanille earlier, but Zaz and Vanille, they're a good combo because Synergist and Saboteur. It's a very good one. That one I like. Saw a man in camouflage jacket the other day. Shouldn't have. That again is that sort of delightful simplicity to the joke. That kind of just... beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, Ravaja... No. Yeah? Yes. Yeah? No. No. Do you know what? No. I want Snow to punch things. It's what he's good at. So you can punch things, Snow. You are very good at shooting things with magical guns, so you do that. Diversity, right, let's go Sentinel. Let's have Sentinel, but put that at the bottom, because I don't think it's hugely important. Now have a Commando, a Sentinel. Bully's a good one. Bully will do nicely. And now, what have I sort of missed out for you? No, I've kind of covered everything you do. Let's try and get another medic one in. Yeah, that's not intolerable. Sentinel, that's fine. No. Hero's charge. Yeah, I can possibly live with that. Healing whilst also buffing. Yeah, I think that might not go amiss. Right, away we go. Let's save the boy. Except we don't know where the boy is. It's Catch-22, which is having a poo. You hope it doesn't catch 22 times, because flipping Nora, that's gonna rip an arsehole on you, isn't it? If it catches on you 22 times as it goes out. I don't know why any of those words came out, but they did. Sometimes that's just what happens, really. Just a word vomit. Yeah, enjoy some words. Reorganise them. Can you choose not to save the boy? No, I'm afraid it is still quite linear at this point in time. We haven't quite opened it up into choice territory. And in fairness, you never actually open it up into choice territory in this game. The story is the story is the story, so no, you have to save the boy. The boy must be saved. Oh, I probably want to Libro at least one of these. Because they are, although they do look like the same slugs, they are technically not the same slugs. They're a completely different variety of slug. Oh, why am I... Oh, because I forgot to change my blooded things. Oh, I'm in Sentinel mood. Don't want Sentinel mood. Rarely, if ever, want Sentinel mood. Sentinel mood has its purposes, and it has its place. But at the end of the day, you don't always want Sentinel mode on. In fact, it's far more frequent that you just want him to punch things. Yes, Snow, punch things! Good man. I like the fact that you punch things. Punching is fun. Punching is good. I don't know what he did there, but whatever it was, it turned me blue, and I didn't enjoy it. Did not enjoy turning into a blue man. I suppose another sort of... another one of Tim Vine's, I think, was... he was in a restaurant the other day, and he said to the waiter, "Get me an American hot." And he bought a big fat bloke in a Hawaiian shirt going, "Can someone open a window?" I think I forgot the part about it being a pizza place. That's a fairly crucial detail, because American hot is a pizza, more so than a random statement. But that's the gist of the joke. I was in a pizza place the other day. I said to the waiter, "Get me an American hot." He bought me a fat bloke in a Hawaiian shirt, and the fella said, "Someone open a window." Most of these, if you really want to experience them properly, I encourage the watching of Tim Vine, because he is rapid fire. I think at some point, whether it still holds nowadays, I don't know, but at some point he did have a record for most jokes told in a specific period of time. I can't remember what the period of time was, but he nonetheless held a record. So he is, if you're unaware of the work of Tim Vine, he is very much a sort of quick fire pun master. I've forgotten to change my bloody bass paradigm again. Must remember to get in the menu. If you sing it, it will remind you a bit more. Yes, indeed. Except, as is so often the way, I'm very much singing correct song, wrong time. We've not got that battle theme at the moment. We've got a fairly sort of relaxed, sort of chill vibed battle theme. Bit lame, really, but I don't know. I suppose it reflects the forest around us, I suppose, doesn't it? Do do do. Keep on punching. Must be really, because I've put Snow as a commando, and he doesn't necessarily fit commando that well. He fits Ravager far more so. But I've chosen characters I like, which is always dangerous. But he doesn't necessarily punch as hard as some of the others. I suppose arguably because most of the others aren't using their fists. Most of the others have decided, do you know what's a sensible idea? Use a weapon. They're stronger, they're tougher. But nonetheless, no, Snow's very much just, no. Gloves, that'll do. Yeah, you've got a metal blade. I'm going to use my leather gloves. Do. We've hit the hour mark, and you can tell because I'm just doing the do-do-do's. All of the do-do-do's. Oh, I see. I think that's... yeah, he's got auto shell, hasn't he? Because, again, he's meant to be defensive rather than offensive. But, yeah, as I say, I like Snow, so I tend to lean towards playing as Snow. Or at least having him in the party. Sometimes it's more efficient to do... probably more efficient to be Lightning, because she is based on pretty... Or for me it is, anyway. Because she's pretty much exclusively designed to slice things apart, which is quite useful for my style of play, which is don't really think about anything other than slicing things apart. Because the other roles I find a bit boring if you end up forced into those. Whereas Commando and Ravager, at least you are still sort of attacking. But it doesn't necessarily. Tactically, you sometimes need to go into the roles you don't necessarily want to. Especially with Snow, because tactically I'm probably going to have to be a Sentinel at some point. There's no doubt in my mind that eventually I'll find a situation. Is it really? Oh yeah, because my physical attack is halved. A la most ooze type of monsters. It is very frequent that a slimy, oozy creature is resistant in some fashion to physical attacks. But luckily... Oh, apparently Snow doesn't care. That's fine. Genuinely thought you were actually using your smarts there, but no. Fair enough. While it's staggered, it doesn't make as much difference. And, I mean, ultimately the game knows how much damage each one's doing. So, auto battle does have a tendency to do it to the best of its ability. Getting a nice tidy amount of CP each battle there. Because I think I started with 3,000 odd, and I've already reclaimed it by 3 battles worth. It's 3,000 nowadays. I suppose arguably a lot of it is far more expensive. That's a big flan. That's a super large flan now. I don't know if I have to re-Libra the super big flan. Yeah, I do. It's a dire flan. Oh no! This is a super hard flan, super hard flan, super hard flan, super hard flan. In fairness, it is. It will probably take quite some time. Also, one of the first monsters to have really been affected by my limited shadows. Just in case anybody was wondering, if anybody's new and was wondering, why does that shadow look shit? It's because I've turned the shadows down slightly. I've lowered their resolution, so they do have a tendency to look a bit shit. For the most part, it's not quite so noticeable, but on this flan, good lord, it really is very sort of... That shadow is terrible. If a dire flan bites you, do you turn into a quiche? Yes. Only on the full moons, though. Because the full moon reminds you of a quiche, and you look up and you go, oh, it looks a bit like a quiche. Oh shit, I remember now, I've been cursed by a dire flan. And then suddenly you become a quiche. Whether the egg is sieved or not, I do not know. Depends on the flan that bites you, I suppose. And if you've truly been afflicted by a dire flan, you will also get a little bit of coriander sprinkled on top of you. In fact, no, that's perhaps that's like silver bullets to a werewolf, coriander to a quiche man. That's how you kill a quiche. How'd you kill a quiche? How'd you kill a quiche? It's all you got to do. How'd you get to kill a quiche? It's all you got to do. That's your silver bullet, quiche or coriander. Are you not a fan of quiche? Wow. Wow. Did my best Owen Wilson there. And it was awful, but... Oh, I love a quiche. Do love a quiche. I used to build my own quiches. The old hairy bikers, they did a sort of diet book ages and ages ago. And they did a nice sort of diet quiche in that. Now, I admit, I took the base idea of their diet quiche, and then I added a fuckload of sausages, which kind of meant it was no longer diet quiche. But that's not the point I'm making. The point is I used to make my own quiche. But the crucial detail with their sort of diet version, I think, is because the pastry is what's going to hold a lot of the calories in a quiche. I think, anyway. Fairly certain. If you do proper pastry. But the way they did it was sort of phyllo sheets. So you'd do a sort of layer of phyllo sheets, and you'd sort of twist them sort of 90 degrees or something in the sort of flanged pot, whatever it is. Fluted? No. Crimped, maybe? Basically, the way you get the crimping on the outside of a quiche is in a pan that has that crimping. But yeah, you sort of stacked these layers of phyllo pastry, which meant you were relatively low on phyllo pastry, and therefore losing some calories. But as I say, I used to throw in a load of sausages. Yes, it is. You'll note, if you ever watch the Hairy Bikers TV programme, Delia Smith, she used to, Fanny Craddock, she was the pioneer, of course. Fanny Craddock was the original person who came up with the term fuckload when it came down to sausages. Yeah, pie tin. Yeah, I was trying to make it sound a bit more sort of fanciful than it was, but yeah, pie tin is pretty much, yeah. My pie tin does have a loose bottom though, so that's something. Everybody knows life is better with a loose bottom. Is it? I don't know. Is it? I have no idea. You said it. I know, but I don't know if it's true. I don't think I've got a loose bottom. I think I've got a solid bottom. I've got a cushioned bottom. Very cushioned bottom. But, that's because I ate too many sausages in the quiche. You need a solid bottom. Not for quiche, though. Very difficult to get quiche out if you have a solid bottom. Sorry, that one caught me. That sentence caught me quite substantially more than I was expecting it to. But, yeah. With a quiche, you always want a loose bottom so that you can put it over a cup and get the quiche out easy. I think I used to do sort of all sorts of different meaty quiches. I used to quite like doing sort of a traditional style quiche with just some bacon bits scattered throughout. But you also can get chorizo cubes, and I used to quite like doing chorizo cubes in it as well because they were always quite nice. Sorry, can we just clarify? Did you put a bit of a lisp on the word nice? Yeah, accidentally, admittedly, and yet you didn't do the Spanish chorizo. But you did manage to put. Manage a nice. You'd have an eggless quiche. Are you not a fan of eggs then, or are you not able to eat eggs? I suppose that is always a possibility. That one's respectable. A choice of not eating eggs, I suppose, is also respectable if you're a vegan. But nah, you wouldn't like my current lunches, then, would you? Blimey. At the moment, I'm doing an egg fried rice for my lunches. Delicious. You're usually disrespectful. Fair enough. But yeah, no, I'm assuming you probably wouldn't like the idea of an egg fried rice because it's pretty much reliant on the egg factor. There's very little you could do if you took the egg out of an egg fried rice. I suppose it would just become fried rice, which is perhaps a little bit bland. But yeah, currently, my favourite egg fried rice, for anybody who wants an egg fried rice recipe, what you do is you throw in the egg. This is just from egg fried rice recipe. This is a Ken Hom special. You don't like omelettes or quiche? Pancakes great, cakes sure. I suppose, yeah. Well, omelettes are pretty much just egg. Pancakes, you hide the egg in the flour, I suppose. And then cakes, you really hide the egg in the flowers. You hide the egg in the flowers. I bet you do. But yes, no, egg fried rice I'm having at the moment, and what you do is you crack in the old egg, you whip it round a bit, as it were, and then you throw in some bacon bits, and then you throw in a couple of teaspoons, assuming you can handle a couple of teaspoons, for different people, different enjoyments. But I find a couple of teaspoons is precisely enough for my taste. couple of teaspoons hot chili powder, and then you give it a good stir, and then you throw in the rice, and then you can you whip the rice round with the egg, and then about sort of 2 minutes into your 5 minutes sort of cooking the rice time, you throw in a shitload of honey, so that you get a honey pork chili rice, and it is delightful, or at least I think it's delightful. Other people might think, oh, that's disgusting, but I found it delightful. It was an experiment ages and ages ago. I just sort of had a go and thought, honey chili pork is a thing in Chinese cuisine, I'm fairly certain. I've seen it. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to throw in some spicy honey porky goodness. And it turned out it was so nice. So nice.
So this is how it ends. Just wait. Now, how long has it been since we left Cocoon? Not a single
Disguised in the... Is that a McBagel? Because annoyingly, I can't find a McDonald's bagel anymore. I must admit, I do quite like their breakfast sandwiches, but nonetheless, I was very disappointed. I couldn't find the bagel on the old Just Eat delivery thing. It's like, wow, where's the bagels gone, guys? Is this an effect of Brexit? The bagels have been taken away. Bastards! How dare you take my bagels away? As I say, I do quite enjoy the breakfast sandwich now. Now you're off to eat burgers. Nice. American Dunkin' Donuts croissant with egg is really good though. Oh, I bet it is. I've never really had much croissant. Used to have a lot of pain au chocolat, which is, you know, it's a chocolate croissant essentially. But I haven't had a croissant in ages. I struggle with a savoury croissant. I don't know why. I think it's just because I prefer sweet croissants. So I end up inevitably sort of lurking towards, you know... I use the word lurking just because I saw it. It's unfortunately how my brain works, isn't it? Monkey see, monkey say it out loud. I lean is more the word I was after. I lean towards the sweet.
That's what scares me. I don't want to see you get hurt because of me. It'd be better for everyone if I just stayed behind.
Are you going to have your moment? Oh yes, yes you are. Blimey, I think they're going to come thick and fast because we've got the boy is having his moment. And the only one left, I believe, is Vanille to have her moment. And I think Vanille's is possibly one of the nicest. This is another known... If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you will know who this is. Not necessarily just by looks, but by name you will recognise him.
And look what comes along. This is not an ordeal. This is a gift. Hope. This is the kind of power you've got inside. And it's telling you not to give up. Trust me.
Oh, I get it. It's here to show you the way.
The way to die. Mega Trumpet. No. No, he's not called Mega Trumpet.
That came from me?
He is Alexander. And he is traditionally the sort of holy citadel, I believe. So he tends to be a holy element, whilst also being some form of city. Final Fantasy IX, it's a bit of a spoiler if you plan on playing Final Fantasy IX. Do tune your ears out in a moment. But the city called Alexandria is basically... I can't remember if it's meant to be built on... Oh god, this is horrendous. Back down to that one, please. Horrendous choice of stuff. Okay, maybe I do need Entourage. Yeah, okay, Entourage might work quite well. Because we do need a medic. But I wouldn't traditionally want this as a group of offensive capabilities. Entrench? When did you get Entrench? You didn't have Entrench when I used you. Oh fuck, okay, Fang's dead. That's not good. Oh, Raze, good girl. Oh, good. I didn't know you had Raze. Marvellous. You learn something new every day, I suppose. Yeah. But yes, the city of Alexandria holds Alexander, And I think Alexander is either... It was either meant to be the city was built on Alexander or the city is Alexander, one of the two. But nonetheless, he is a big chunky citadel thing. And it's kind of reflected in this. I'm not doing very well, am I? I think I need more damage coming out of you, boy. And you're not doing much in the way of damage. Protection, maybe do some buffs. But I don't... Buffs aren't going to... they might be doing a little bit, but... I don't think they're necessarily doing as much as I would like them to do. And Lightning is just not a good medic. Which is problematic. Hope is a slightly superior medic, despite the fact that he's actually slightly worse off, because he's got less... Having less ATB makes him worse at being a healer. I'm definitely not going to win this. Just a fun little fact for you there. If you're after a fact-finding mission, I feel like I'm confident in the idea that I'm not going to win, because I am just not. I'm not getting enough punch on this Gestalt meter. Starting to get a little bit somewhere now. What I think I could do with, Ravager Commando, but unfortunately I don't really have the health bar that would allow for the relentless. Oh, and Hope's dead. Okay, well I told you I was going to lose it, didn't I? At least I was correct, I suppose. Take that as a victory. Take that, Final Fantasy XIII. I knew you were going to win. That's a victory for me, after all. You fail yet again, Final Fantasy XIII. Hope is dead. I know. I know. It's unfortunate. Well, we're going to have to cut that, skip that cutscene, aren't we? Jesus. I'm not entirely sure how. Because the team they've given me is a little bit shit. Can I... Oops, that's the wrong button. Paradigms. No, I have to have this team. Okay, but at least I can rearrange things, I suppose. So we start at Relentless Assault. Then I think Protection will probably be beneficial. Combat Clinic I'm not so sure about, but I'm wondering if it might be worthwhile popping into a synergy. Yeah, Bully might be worth something to get some buffs and some sabotage going. Delta Attack not intolerable. Yeah, I mean it's just not a great team for this purpose, I don't think. And me being Hope as part of this team is not great either. Because Hope is better if you focus him in as a healer and not focus him in as anything else. But we'll try and get a good few hits here. This is the crucial thing. I think I've gotten a decent chunk of hits off now before having to sort of pop into here, have a little bit of heals and a little bit of buffs. And now, oops, that's Entourage, which is not what I'd intended to do, but there you go. Relentless Assault back, please. Fang can probably hold on for a bit. We need to get as much out of this as we possibly can. I can't deny Alexander's a bit of a lame design in this one as well. Can't deny the Eidolons are not that impressive in this game. In both form and function, I think. I do quite like Brunhilde. Hey, not what I wanted. Do you have raise, boy? Surely you have raise. Okay, no, maybe you don't have raise. Okay, fine. Looks like we want Lightning to do the raising. Come on, you had raise last time. Use it. Okay, Obliterator sounds like it's going to be trouble, and it was. Fuck you, game. Well, we do it again, I suppose. I don't really have a strategy. I mean, really, it's just push as much damage as is humanly possible to push on it until you can't push any further damage. Do I have to rearrange all the bloody things again? Or did you... Because I've been retrying, have you registered... Nope! Nope, they're all gone. Cool! That's not going to get a tiresome annoyance bloody quick, is it? Pop on that Saboteur Commando one for Bully, and then I don't know. This one is putting up more of a fight, because unfortunately this team isn't that good at doing things. God damn it, why? Oh! Couldn't you just keep the notes I made last time game, which was super fucking ravaging? Oh, I don't know how to win this fight. Fuck you! Just one punch. One punch and the fucking boy's dead. Son of a fucking bitch. You're going to start annoying me now, game, aren't you? And it's intentional, and we both know it. We both know it, Final Fantasy. Stop doing that. Ugh. Away we go again. At least you can skip the cutscenes. That's one saving grace, isn't it, really? But what's weird, because obviously the reason they give you this menu screen is because it's registered the fact that you've failed. So it can store the fact that you've failed in its memory. But apparently it can't store the fact that you've rearranged your paradigms. So arguably maybe they're suggesting that protection is perhaps, or entourage it was, wasn't it? Maybe they're suggesting entourage is the best one to do. But I'm just not convinced of that fact. Let's swap that into Ravager. I think maybe Ravager Sentinel. The Mystic Tower. We're gonna try and tackle Mystic Meg in a Mystic Tower. That's what we need. Because I think Ravager seems to be how you build that Gestalt meter the most. As long as you're casting some kind of magical spell. Also, I suppose, arguably, let's... This is... Whoops. Not renew. Libra. This is a bit of a waste of my time, but... Nonetheless, Entourage. Did you die? Or I think I caught lightning mid being punched in the face, which unfortunately meant she was very much sort of in slow-mo transformation mode when she kind of got clipped there. But God, even through Fang's immense defense, this prick is doing a lot of damage. Okay, if he's doing that, let's try and get a little bit of synergist going. Just a few buffs. I don't know if buffs are doing much. Because the boy is meant to be a synergist, and the Eidolons are supposed to respond and react to you doing what the characters are good at. At least that's what I'm fairly certain was the idea. I'm beginning to think maybe I'm wrong there. The best thing to do is just Ravager. As long as you're hitting it with some kind of spell, you seem to be doing the most. Yeah, you really are. Seems almost silly, because I feel like they could have put a bit more sort of thinking about what the character is good at, and then utilising that far more. But it seems just Ravager the shit out of it, and you get the victory. And that's what we're doing here. Medigard wouldn't go amiss, Fang, if you wouldn't mind. Entrench, not as useful. Not as useful. Medigard would keep you alive, and that's kind of what we need. Oof. Bit of a punch, but we have Alexander Gestalt mode. And Alexander turns into... Oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? He turns into a wall. Yep. It's lame, innit? He turns into a wall. Odin turns into a mighty steed. Shiva sisters turn into an awesome motorbike. Brunhilde turns into a raging go-kart. Bahamut is a dragon. Enough said on that one, I think. And then the boy Hope, his Eidolon turns into a wall.
That's some beast you tamed. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It became a wall.
I always thought the Eidolons appeared to set us free through death. But now, I think maybe they're here to snap us out of our slumps.
Oh, like the one you were just in?
I'll ask for help earlier next time around.
I told you. On Grand Pulse, we're all family. You can moan all you like, but you're stuck with us.
You're never alone in hell.
Listen, funny man, don't call this place hell, alright?
So, we're all decided then.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe nothing would change. And maybe we'd hit a dead end. But we were at least going to see where the road would take us. The search for a home, buried in the past, and the faintest glimmer of hope.
Nah, he's not faint. He's right there. He's right there in the centre. You do almost wish they hadn't called the fucking boy Hope, don't you? Because it just lets you take the piss out of every phrase they use hope in. And here we go. The open world segment. I don't know. I have mixed feelings over this. The Archie Little step. And the reason why he's only got little steps is because he's only a little man.
This stone, it's...
Look familiar?
It's a kind of seath. It's in the last stage.
A seath.
Don't worry. It's no threat to anyone anymore. The sea that fail their focus becomes sea and wander the wilds. Eventually, they lose the will to go on and turn to stone. But still, even in this state, they can't forget the task they once had.
And they call out to the sea, over and over. Complete my focus.
So they're doomed to eternal regret, huh? It's pretty horrible.
His hair is incredible. I'd love to study the sort of internal animations of Zaz's hair, because it just has a life of its own.
Wow, what a happy thought.
I suppose you could argue that it's meant to perhaps be the Chocobo chick sort of moving around inside of his hair, sort of nesting its way through his head. But it's unnatural. His afro moves in an unnatural fashion, I think. I don't know myself. I've never possessed an afro, so I can't guarantee these things. But nonetheless, it does just look like it wiggles in such a way that it's like, does hair move like that? I don't think it does. So now we've got sort of optional side quests. Seath stones lie scattered about the world of Gran Pulse, the final remains of failed Formula C. Upon touching a Seath stone, you will be given the opportunity to undertake its unfinished focus as a mission, hunting down whatever terror it had been asked with slaying. Finding and defeating the mark will complete the mission, earning you special rewards. Complete enough missions and previously dormant Seath stones will begin to awaken, presenting you with new and more rewarding challenges. It is only possible to accept one mission at a time. Take on a new mission without completing your previous one, and the earlier mission will be abandoned. You can check the details of your current mission, including the whereabouts of your mark on the map screen at any time. So we'll be doing some of these. I'm not going to claim to be doing 100%. I'm not going to do a 100% run of Final Fantasy XIII. But we will, we'll do a few. We will do a few of these. Probably opt to maybe Class C or B, perhaps. Class A, I don't remember, but I do get the impression Class A is probably going to be sort of your real hardcore drugs, essentially, and we shouldn't be taking those. No, it's going to be sort of almost akin to your diamond weapon type garbage that I would never stand a chance in a million years of actually completing. Pond Scum, Mission 01, Ecto Pudding, the Archilt Step, Central Expanse. The gelatinous rube beside that pond is the very Ecto Pudding I seek. I need only slay it to avoid becoming a Seath. How many years must it have been since I left the village in pursuit of that foul pest? My brand will not wait forever, I must kill it in quick. And then, when I awaken from my crystal slumber, I can help to repair the ruin it left in its wake. I will take on the mission of defeating your Ecto Pudding. I'm gonna chase down a pudding. I'm gonna eat you, little pudding. I'm gonna beat you, little pudding. Interesting. There's a creature there. Oh, that's just a bush. I'm not interested in... I don't... I'm not... Oh, I suppose arguably, Hope, jump in that bush. He can't. There's an invisible wall just before the bush. So Hope has the inglorious thing of being the one person to have failed jumping in a bush. Right, I think we did wander around as Snow for a bit. So do you know what? I'm going to wander around as Fang for a bit, because I do like Fang. She grows on me over the course of the game, and I like her more and more and more and more and more and more and more. I suppose Hope has just had his sort of moment, but I think I do prefer Vanille, so let's pop Vanille in there. And then we kind of just want... Double Sentinel seems like a bad idea, so... but do I want to sort of... Do I want to switch up the team so it's not quite as Ladies' Night versus Boys' Night? Do I want to mix it up and... having a synergist would be beneficial, I think. So I'm thinking... Maybe that group? Then it's sort of mixed up a bit more. But then Zaz has been in the team for quite a long time. Not that it makes that much difference, I don't suppose. I just like to... I like to make it feel like I'm sort of... yeah, Solidarity down there. And then this one, I want you to be... Diversity, there you go. There's the Trinity, and now here we want... That's it, yeah. Yep, Bully will do nicely. Marvellous. Now probably want... I don't know, maybe that mystical tower again. Don't know. But it looks alright for now. Right, Crystarium, whereabouts are we? Not bad, let's fill a few holes in our Crystarium dreams. Right, you are working on your Sentinel. Challenge. Force a single enemy to attack you. And counter. Occasionally counterattack enemies after evading their attacks. That is an automatic thing. I don't think I actually have to encourage her to do that. She will just do it. She's really far behind on her Sentinel path. Slightly disappointing, but I suppose it's probably my own fault. I cannot deny this fact. Where is your... Along your Synergist path, so let's do that first. Bar Thunder, good. Now we want to pop over to that, but we can't reach. When can I make it? We do not have the crystal points, Captain. Medic. Let's try and get you to progress. Yeah, it's really slow progress now. Crystarium, sort of this Crystarium stuff is going to be very much a sort of a much rarer treat from now on, because it's not going to be worthwhile spending the points immediately, owing to how slow a crawl it's ended up being. Lurking for Munchies reasons. Oh, very nice. What Munchies do you have? Obviously, if you've already lurked, you can't answer that question, but I'll ask it anyway. Synergist probably is the one for you. Yeah, it's not the only one, but it's the only one that makes you go and get a new accessory, and that's what we kind of want. And Thunder, nice. And Water, nice. It does now mean, now that the synergists are sort of swapping round, you can very easily interchange the two synergists. It makes no substantial difference which one you choose to be, which, I don't know. It was, I think, I can't remember if I've discussed this previously or not, but I did catch a video where there was a discussion about this idea of should the characters be sort of... I mean, it wasn't, in fairness, it wasn't a discussion. They just point blank said no, they shouldn't be just sort of holders for power, which I sort of disagree with in a way, but also, you know, like something like Shadow Hearts, those characters are insane, and that is mostly why I like them, because they have unique attacks and all of this sort of thing where it's like supremely unique stuff, and that's wonderful to behold, absolutely wonderful to behold. But then you do end up having this idea I can't read and talk. I'm sorry. It's just not a skill set I possess. Oh, nice. Up to level 12. Sweet Jesus, that was a hell of a boost. Up to level 13. Probably want to use some of these lesser ones, although having said that, her level is now level her lance even is now level 13, which means I should probably focus on someone else. Well, we are using Vanille, and her healer's staff is probably one of the best she's going to have access to. So we'll try and pop a bunch of shite in her healer staff. But yeah, something like Shadow Hearts has all unique characters, and they are fantastic. But the issue with all unique characters is sometimes, like in Shadow Hearts, you find yourself going, well, I kind of have to have... And in Shadow Hearts' case, it was, I have to have Alice. She's necessary. She's like 100% necessary. How many of these did I have overall? 12. So I'll tell you what, you can have 6, which will get you a level. And then we'll put Zaz. Where's your guns, Zaz? Yes, it's the Procyon. So what we'll do is we'll try and build your meter up, and then possibly try and get you some bombshells as well. But the negative is, you know, because she was the healer, you kind of had to have her. She was like full on, yeah, no, she has to stay in the party. She's the one who heals everybody. Whereas something like Final Fantasy VIII, which was where the sort of disgust of this idea of the same, you know, having any old character, but they do all the same jobs, so there's no point in having, you know, you can choose whichever character you like, came from. The crucial thing there is I can't talk and do this at the same time. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not on the cards, I'm afraid. But it's also not an important discussion, so I will just let you know that it's not hugely important. Well, they're level 6, so I wonder if maybe I should focus on something else. Did I ever do... Yeah, I never did anything with the Umbra mark, so we'll carry on doing that. Get a little bit of bonuses. Because the ones that give very limited experience tend to raise the bonus up. But the ones that give quite a lot of experience tend to use that bonus. So it's... Yeah, you are kind of just... It's a strange balancing act, and I can't deny I'm not overly enamoured with the... I quite like the notion of having this sort of system. But I find it's also a bit sort of like, well, which items do I throw in there? And, like, at this point... it's going to be very difficult to justify doing anything other than having her use the bladed lance. So all her other weapons are kind of useless to me, which means I should probably dismantle them, but I don't like doing that. I don't know. I'm not keen on the weapon system in this. It's not too bad, but it's not fantastic either. But also, the crucial thing in this one, once they all start unlocking their own moves, of course... you can start using whichever characters you enjoy. You're not limited to this idea of, oh, because of this, I have to use this character. And I like both styles to a certain extent, but I do quite like, as I say, I like the freedom that sort of Final Fantasy VIII provides in a way, because you can just sort of go, do you know what I fancy? I fancy this team. And there's no real consequence to using that team. But then I can see how that's a bad thing as well. Oh, I didn't get the back attack. Oh well. Because if there's no consequence, why would you ever want to use certain characters, perhaps? But if you happen to not like that certain character, that's quite useful in a way. But yeah, I feel like there was a bit of a dismissal in the video I saw. There was a little bit of a dismissal for the notion that it could work and could be a good thing. Which is the only reason why I really highlight it. But yeah, as I say, nowadays, Zaz and Hope are a little bit interchangeable because they've both got similar synergist roles, and they are now unlocking each other's synergist elements, so they can now do both. Whereas once upon a time, Zaz specialised in this and Hope specialised in that. The key difference would be Hope is primarily your healer, and Zaz is primarily commando, I suppose is the key difference there. What I quite like, yeah, she's got sort of... Now she's unlocked her 4th ATB slot, we can see her new form of attack, which is... Oh, it's actually sort of your triple... I always thought it was just split in half, I must admit. I've only just realised now that it's actually your sort of free-ended nunchuck. So she sort of splits it out with a chain and sort of whacks it nunchuck style. Which is very Suikoden. Yes, that is how you have to say Suikoden. What am I trying to say? Suikoden 5? I think it's 5. Suikoden 5 had this idea. I've got to be a bit careful here because I think the ones that are running around might be linked to that Behemoth, and I don't necessarily know if I can beat a Behemoth at the moment. Because I don't think it's the same Behemoths I've been beat in previous occasions is the crucial thing. I don't think we can back attack this thing. No, actually, then again, maybe we can. With careful planning. Oh no, it is just looking at me. Yes, I'm sure the child would enjoy looking at a strange ooze. It's known as the Ecto Pudding, by the way, if you will. For anybody keeping score at home, it is the Ecto Pudding, which I'm assuming is meant to be like a ghostly pudding. No, I'm not convinced you could back attack it. I might have been wrong, and as I am so often, I may have been mistaken in that assessment, but nonetheless, it is very much a sort of, I don't know. I think these being special encounters. Oh, I need 2. I think they have. Yeah, I was going to say they have figured out the fact that it's immune to physical attacks, which is going to prove troublesome. Technically, I should be able to win this fight. In reality, it's a little more difficult to say. But Vanille's are sort of... Although Vanille's... No, Vanille unlocked an extra ATV slot segment, didn't she? So she is actually on the same level as everybody else. Which is quite handy, because she's the last to unlock her... I suppose it's probably deliberate that she's the last, because of course she's the sort of peppiest, on the surface at least. We've seen that she can cry. I'm not sure Sentinel's a good idea, considering Fang is dying, but... Oh, Zaz is dead. Okay, cool. Do you happen to have... Medigard, please, now, immediately. Do you have Rays? I'm not convinced you have Rays, which is weird. Because why do you, my premier healer, not have Rays? I kind of need to get that stagger, that's it. Now we should be able to win, and unfortunately, Zaz, you're going to just stay on the floor. Sorry, mate, but... It's more efficient if I just let you sit this one out. Not sure if he misses out on the crystal points. Let's see, if he's 980 points short, we will know that he has in fact missed out on the crystal points, which would annoy me a little bit, but still. Rating of 2 stars, your party's earned the rank of Good Samaritan. That's nice, isn't it? I think that's the one that was literally behind the Ecto Pudding, which is quite nice. I can't deny, they do make it fairly easy on a person. Let's have a look. Crystal points. No, crystal points, they're all exactly the same. So him dying in that battle made 0 difference. I say dying. Obviously, the fact that he was only down on 1 knee tells you he didn't die. So the Uridimu. No, you're a Dimmu. Call me a Dimmu. The Arcart Steppe, Central Expanse, which I believe is where we still are. Time runs short. Today is the day I put an end to that troublesome Uridimu. The problem, I fear, will be the pack of loyal Gordon Ramsays. Gorgonopsids. The master alone is a worthy enough foe. Must I face the hounds as well? Alas, if it must be so, so be it. Take on this mission. Yes, please. So you can sort of just spring from one to the other, to the other, to the other. Okay, so we want to sort of go kind of to our left. Left a bit, right a bit, right a bit, left a bit. Are we heading in the right direction? No. Yes. The map has auto-adjusted round. I didn't know it did that. I thought it kept its I imagine that might be an option. I have seen a few treasure chests. I will try and track them down, but for now I'm probably going to focus on the idea of grabbing these guys and doing my bits and bobs. Oh, hello. We're being... Yeah, I think the running fella will sort of very much... Okay. I think this is the wrong group, but these are, I believe, Gorgonopsids. Yeah, there you go, Gorgonopsids. Gives me an opportunity to perhaps, well, A, get some crystal points, and B, get the scan on them. But I was going to say, I do require the others to get their finger out on the whole attacking and staggering. It is a necessity. I would like to see the op version of her splitting it in half. No, it's still the same, exact same thing. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know how I've managed to miss it, but I do feel like I've missed the fact that it was a nunchucky style weapon as opposed to just split in half. Interesting. Clearly when I played the game previously, but it's interesting. They went for everybody sort of has a transforming weapon, I think. Because Lightning, of course, has her sort of gun blade, which is a transforming blade to gun, gun to blade situation. And then, obviously, the staff that she wields can change into a sort of nunchuck, tri-nunchuck thing. Zaz's guns turn into a rifle. Oh, I thought I had it there, but again, I'm not convinced. I think they are pretty much... You have to fight them straight. There is no choice. But yeah, it's going to be easiest to ditch the Gorgonopsids before trying to focus on the big boss, the big bad booty daddy that is the big fella. Especially if we're having to deal with poison, which is a nuisance, truth be told. Especially... Oh, I just lost! I changed too late. Cool. That's fine. I don't know precisely how far back they're going to dump me. It might be literally just outside the battle, which would be very convenient. There we go. Marvellous. But yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest flaws of the battle system, I think, is that simple fact. And it's the same flaw that Persona 5 had. And several others, I'm sure, have had it in the past. But that whole sort of, if you just get that little bit unlucky, you can sometimes lose the battle. Oh, Christ, now I've lost the... Okay. At this point, I suppose I can't claim it's luck. It's a lack of skill. But, yeah, we are just getting absolutely wrecked. That's annoying. I can't Libra the big fella now that I've used the Renew. Oh, God, will you please? Fine. Gonna have to Sentinel. No, she's dead again. Oh, Vanille! Get some health bar! Crying out loud, woman. Alright, get back up, Vanille, and now I suppose let's entrench ourselves again. Virulent Breath. I mean, the poison's not exactly well. Could potentially negate that with a Medigard. Well, it will stop it draining because the Medigard will increase. There we go, there's the entrench. And now what I'm thinking, Medigard, entrench. That's the idea I'm going with. I'm targeting Uridumo, which is not what I wanted. But still, never mind. We'll carry on for now. We won't worry too much about it. Right, so at this point, what we'll do is do another Medigard into entrench and target the lesser. Target the lesser fella, and hope that works. Right, so entrench should do a chunk of change to him when it finally kicks in. I do need to get back to Relentless Assault, really, because that's going to be my key damage dealer. Especially a couple of blitzes won't go amiss. Zaz being killed. That's going to... Really, Zaz? Oh, good, you are still alive, Christ. Nope, he's not going to be alive for long, though. Vanille, could you... No, of course not. Okay. Oh, shitting shits. Are you shitting shits? Yes, I am currently shitting shits. Shitty shit game. What we got? Go after the Gorgonopsid. Although having said that, she can't really go after the Gorgonopsid because she's Sentinel mode. Because apparently anything other than Sentinel mode means everybody dies. It's a thorough pain in the arsehole. There we go. Oh, another one bites the dust. I mean, it's sloppy fare, this battle, but I haven't had much in the way of choice at this point. It's what seems to have happened. I feel like Provoke might have been a better option than separately challenging them, Fang, but I've let you do it now, so... Right, let's pop back to this. Take down the Gorgonopsid. Right, now we can focus on this fella, and we do have just enough for a Libra. I don't know. I don't necessarily need the Libra on this creature, because just twatting it would kill it. But I don't know. I quite like the idea of having thorough files on all the monsters, or as many of the monsters I'm willing to face, which is not all of them, I fear. There's bound to be some. Oh, 1 star. That is disappointing, isn't it? Disappointed! I certainly am. Cobble tight, though. My cobble is tight. Only a 1 star ranking. Oh yeah, I suppose, arguably. We already know that. But yeah, I think this is probably mission free. Probably pop over to that treasure chest as well. Right, let's examine that. Yes, mission free. Marvellous. Massive contamination. The Yaschas Massif, Subadran Highlands. I must hurry to the Yaschas Massif. Get down to the Massif for the Oogaloo. 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 Lord of its peaks is my prey. Yet those peaks loom distant on the horizon, and already my limbs refuse the urgings of my mind. Please obey but a few days more. Would that I could still the passage of time. Unfortunately you couldn't, but I will satisfy your quest. I will take on the big nasty. The big old nasty man. Well, I think it's a nasty bird, maybe, I'm not sure. Oh, gotcha. You thought you could escape me, but you can't. I beat your big boss now. I'm gonna take you down. Go now. Beat them at their own game. Which is kicking the shit out of things. Yes, eat this. Go on. God damn it. I need you to eat this. I sent you a snack in the post and I need you to eat it. Bam, bam, yeah, nice. Do 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 do. A diddle 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 da do do. Come on. Hopefully we're back up at 5 stars this time, because we have beaten him quite substantially. Beaten the trinity of them quite nicely. Well, if you were just getting started, carry on and keep getting points. Because what do points mean? Prizes! There was a treasure chest here, wasn't there? That was the whole point of going here. Oh, it is surrounded by birds, though. Which we can probably... Oh, we back attacked them. Marvellous. I don't think we've ever faced a version of this. Yeah, Rangda, I don't think we've faced. But we have faced their sort of lesser variants each time. Libra, except for the fact that I should really be focusing on the idea of getting the stagger. But... as I say, I kind of want to complete the monster files as much as I can, mixed with the fact that it makes the battles more efficient if you know the weaknesses, because you can just auto-battle your way to victory without too much issue. How much issue do you have? I have too much issue. Not sure if I have too much issue. I just think maybe ish. Maybe just a little bit too much issue. Did you relentless assault, please? Change of plan. I'm going to shoot behind my back. That's the change of plan. I just want to look fancy. I just want people to be able to pay attention to me. So I'm gonna do weird shoots. Shoots of peculiarness. Super trick shots. He's taking a lot of damage, isn't he? I mean, he's not taking a lot of damage. That was the key there. He was tanking a lot of damage off us. Nice. A little while. See, she's done it again. That weird red streak. It's clearly something to do with the hair. Because I think she does have... I think we discussed this last time when we really did an assessment of Fang. But she does have just that little bit... I don't know whether it's meant to be a little bit of brown or it is meant to be a little bit of red. But it's very nice. Very sort of subtle, delicate extra in the hair. Oh, I like it. Oh, hello. I didn't expect to drop down there, but that's fine. I can live with it. Okay, so that's a no-go zone, I think. Is there? Yes, there was a zone. Ah, here we go. So if we want to do that, which we do, because I am pretty... I mean, at the moment, at least, I am pretty much just going to be doing wandering training and general sort of seeing to their gubbins. Oh, okay, they know I'm here. Interesting. Are they working together? I didn't think they were working together. Oh, no, they definitely feel like they're working together. Oh, no, now they're not working together. Okay. So ideally... No, they saw me again. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the back attack here, because they're not... I have to cross far more of their perimeter than is entirely desirable. But, maybe... No, okay, there's no... I'm not getting the back attack on them, and I can't be bothered to try anymore. As much as I like the idea of being tactical, there comes a point where you just have to go, nah, just fucking leave it. Just fucking tank it and deal with the situation at a later date. Oh, sod off, Vanille. Why do you keep dying? Oh, I think it's because... No, I think it's because this guy's just stupidly tough. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just leave that one, shall we? See what I mean? Sometimes in this open plains, they throw you an enemy that can wipe you out with one claw scratch. And they don't warn you. They don't warn you that they're going to do that. They just fucking do it. And you think to yourself, fuck you. Fuck you and everything you stand for. I do not like your bullshit. Please don't attack me. Please don't attack me. There we go. I should be able to deal with these three. Even if I don't get the back attack, I should be able to deal with them. But you do end up having to just sort of go into a battle, oh, I just got defeated immediately. Cool. Let's ignore that monster for quite some time. And then just sort of piece your way around the landscape attacking monsters you can actually beat. And you know you can beat. For quite some time. But yeah, it's going to be, I don't know. We're probably... Oh, God, Vanille! Will you please, Vanille? Good God! I have no words for how shit Vanille is. Maybe we need to... But hope is worse, in fairness. Statistically, hope is worse. I don't know... I suppose maybe I need to just try and keep avoiding the Gorgonospids. Since it's how dramatically they seem to be beating me, but... We'll leave her dead, because I just can't afford to keep using Phoenix Downs on her. And I need the TP op to keep doing the Libra. So essentially I can't afford to keep reviving Vanille. So she's just going to have to sit there. I mean, in fairness, she don't look uncomfortable there, does she? Just lounged out while we do all the work. 3 stars again. Good God. Awful. Absolutely awful. Well, I might as well try and aim for that treasure chest there. What are the monsters here? Oh, flans. They probably won't be too bad. I think... Yeah, interesting. I think that means those ones are done. So the flashing one... Yeah. Flashing one is the one we're working on, but it's interesting that they stay on the map. I don't immediately recall that being a thing, but clearly it is, because otherwise it wouldn't. But I don't think there's any reason to interact with them a second time. The Rod of Thorns. Let's have a look at it quickly before we end up in the battle. But I think I've probably just sort of... I've put myself with that, and I'm probably going to keep using it. This weapon is fitted with a set of cruel thorns intended to entangle and distress an opponent. But it does lose quite a lot of... Well, yeah, I mean, of course it loses a lot of the statistics. It's level 1 versus the healer staff that's level 6. But yeah, I think improved cure is... I think improved cure is the one to keep, as it is the thing that provides you the best chance of her being good. She needs to be good at healing since she can't survive longer than 5 seconds. Super annoying. Everybody keeps failing. Failing the art of living. Yeah, nice. That was a very fancy blow. I'm assuming that was one of her special abilities kicked in. As previously mentioned, a lot of the abilities they provide you are automatic. Therefore, you don't have much in the way of choice regarding them. But can we catch him unawares? Yeah. Oh, no, we can't, because I think he turned around. Little shit. Now, see, this, okay, is just a couple of Gorgonospids, so that's not too bad. But some of the running ones, I think you can get suckered into a brutal fight that you can't handle, just because you've thought, oh, I can handle Gorgonospids, but it turns out that running one is actually running around a sort of giant nasty enemy that's going to kill you in one shot. So, yeah, this place is annoying. No two ways around it. This place is an irritation beyond comparison. Do 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 do. Dudley do. Who is Dudley Do? I don't know. Dudley Do right? No. Dudley only does wrong. I think I can just cross this. Or oh no, I know what this is. This little yellow symbol there and the little yellow symbol there, you should recognise it roughly. The blue version is ones we can jump across. The yellow version, and I might as well spoil it for you, it's of no real significance, that's chocobos. So once we get our hands on a chocobo, at that point I will want to sprint across to here. I mean, yeah, we saw them previously, they're not too bad. I will want to sprint back to this pond and jump over it. As that is relatively useful and crucial to our improvement. Right, a cheeky little save just in case. That's more for in case anything goes wrong than anything sort of like fear of losing a battle, because as we've seen, there is that is what I've been critiquing about the whole. Sometimes you can end up in a battle that kicks the shit out of you. The fortunate thing is, clearly, I don't know whether it was based on the fact that they knew they were putting in battles that were going to kill you. Whoa, cheeky boy. See, that would have dragged me into a fight against someone I didn't want to be dragged into a fight against. But yeah, I was going to say, there you go, slain. So can you do it? Okay, so you can redo them, okay. So I might later, I might be able to repeat some of those missions and get better grades, perhaps. Cannot guarantee that as a fact, whether I'm going to or not, because, as I say, this is possibly going to get a little bit tedious now. We're in the sort of point of tedium, I fear, in Final Fantasy XIII. Which, it's interesting, because a lot of people complained about the linear nature, sorry. A lot of people complained about the linear nature of this game. And then when it opens up, unfortunately, it opens up into a slightly tedious thing, where you're doing sort of endless running around these plains, doing all these little side hunts, trying to level up and trying to get stronger stats in order to then be able to sort of win later on. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one, because it's like, why is it so linear? Oh, now it's open, it's boring. It was almost better as a linear situation. Because it's kind of like, okay, cool. I'm just going to sort of go along this straight path and get the storyline given to me. Drip-fed to me. Whereas now, we pretty much... I mean, essentially, I'm going to stall the storyline for quite an extended period of time, I think. Because I'm going to be doing some of these side quests. Firstly, for the sake of doing the side quests, and secondly, for the sake of gaining levels and stuff. So this is intriguing. This appears to be sort of... It appears to just be a dead end with a save point. Which, I mean... Fair enough, I think it might just be a dead end with a save point. I'll leave that save point this time, as I say. I haven't really accomplished anything since the last save, so if it did do something untoward, if it did do something untoward, it wouldn't make too much difference, because I wouldn't lose that much. which is nice. So we have actually traversed this path before, because I think that's where we came in from. Because yeah, you can see I've already gathered a treasure chest over there, and we've already faced these slug crop monsters. But these slugs are nicely easy, which means yeah, basically crystal point gimme. Really, that's all this is. Nice. Kill them all with your big fancy spells. Ooh, might even get the stagger on that. That's good. That is a good thing. An exceedingly good thing. It's what I want to see. Wow, yes. Alright. 5 stars. And some gummy oil. Oh, yes, indeedy doodle-doo. I have gummy oil. It's what you get if you squeeze a gummy bear in the wrong place. Or the right place, it depends on your perspective. From the gummy bear's perspective, it's very much the right place. Here, have my gummy oil! Whereas, if you weren't after gummy oil, you'd be thinking it was the wrong place to squeeze. Do 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 do. Diddle-diddle-dum-de-dum-de-die. What I could do with is making sure they don't fuse, because otherwise that just stretches. Oh, you little bastard! Oh, I mean, at least I did a nice chunk of change, but oh, god damn it, game! You let me start saying the words. I suppose that's what put the jinx on it, wasn't it? You let me start saying the words, and lo and behold, it immediately went, I'm going to merge now. I gave it the idea, that's the problem. Well, that's lucky you didn't break a sweat, because I suspect those flans... Oh, those flans didn't break a sweat either. Darn. I was hoping it was going to provide me gummy oil, because there was a joke in there. You know, those flans must have built up a sweat, because they provided me gummy oil. And lo and behold, the game, once again, the game just went, no. Just batted my nose with a newspaper. No. No, you not have your jokes. I'm going to ruin your day every opportunity I get. Oh, dear. Nice. That's some nice blitz work there. Do 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 do. Oh, that's a lot of literally and not literally firepower. Ba ba, black sheep. Have you any wool? No, sir. I have no wool, sir. I thought you'd like to know. Yes, I thought you'd like to know. If you give me a few months, I'll get you that wool. Yeah. Staggered. Beauty. Beauty. Ah, didn't stand a chance. Yes, apparently I'm trying to be from Grand Pulse, if that wasn't obvious. Oh, gummy oil and esoteric oil, I think that was. It was an esoteric something. Was it esoteric oil? Because if it was, that's a weird idea. Components. Yes, it was. I picked up some gummy and esoteric oils. I wonder if they're essential oils. I'll tell you what, that reminds me of Shadow Hearts 2, I believe it was. Or was it 3? Not sure. It was one of the two. Lucia, the sort of woman who had the scented oils as her special abilities. She was quite interesting. She was a sort of essential oils and, I believe, tarot readings. She had some interesting abilities. Sorry, just if you have a moment, look up Lucia from Shadow Hearts, and you might understand why I was chuckling to myself when I thought of the phrase. She had some interesting abilities. But yeah, could have been a double meaning there, but not quite so much. I mean, unfortunately, it's a dire flan. It's just, yeah, it's just beat it soundly for at least half an hour, and then cook under a low heat, and you've got yourself a perfect dire flan. A panna cotta of pain. It's a panna cotta of pain, and it's gonna work its way through your digestive system. and then come out the other end, and then grow, and you'll go. Oh shit, I must have eaten a sentient flan. Now I have to kill it. But it is essentially a big old fat turd that is sentient. Do. No, that's very much the old squirrel game, isn't it? Well, I'm glad that wasn't scary for you. Don't know what that voice was. It was supposed to be sort of mimicking her Australian accent, but didn't quite get the Australian part of the whole doing an Australian accent thing. Ba-ba-doo-doo. Alright, more slimes. More slimy bastards. Can we do a... Nah, I didn't think we could. One of them was watching me, so I didn't think I'd be able to do a cheeky little back attack, but it's always worth having a go sometimes, you know. If you see an opportunity, you've got to have a crack at it, don't you? It's just unfortunate that the vast majority of the time, those opportunities turn out to be a big old fat nope in the face. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Too many people trying to do all the same things. So when an opportunity arrives, someone else usually has their foot in the door. Oh dear, what you done? Final Fantasy. Why'd you do that? Okay, we're not completely broken. Oh dear, we might be completely broken. Okay, no, I think we're mostly back. Oh me, oh my. Just settle yourself. Settle yourself. Just calm yourself down. We'll just sit patiently, waiting for you to chill out. Yeah, for some reason it got distracted out of the window of Final Fantasy. I remember years and years ago I had that problem regularly. Every now and again it does it on here, but it is quite rare. It's a very rare occasion. But years and years ago, I had it sort of happening every sort of 10 minutes. It would jump out of the window you were in and go elsewhere. And it was like, what is happening? Why are you doing this? And I had to go through this whole complicated rigmarole of tracking down the sort of... what are they called? Processes. So I had to look up this whole string of processes to track down precisely what was causing it. And it turned out it was something to do with 3DS Max, which was weird. Something to do... especially since I wasn't, you know... It was something installed alongside 3DS Max that kept sort of claiming focus each time. It was a very peculiar scenario. Very annoying as well. Aren't computers just the worst? I know if anybody watches... Cadicarus? Yeah, Cadicarus. I've started sort of watching some of his videos, and he's been having computer troubles no end. Like, legitimately, he seems to be, and that's the correct use of the word legitimately. Actually, it's not, but yeah. He seems to be having the worst luck because his stuff just keeps dying and breaking, and then, or there must be some root cause somewhere in it, but it's tracking the little bastard down, isn't it? Trying to track a problem with a computer is absolute nightmare. I don't know if you've ever had to try and find out why a computer's dying on its arse, but it's a fucking pain. Because it's just... the issue, of course, is there's so many things! So many things that could cause the exact same issue, apparently. And oh god, it's a nightmare. But there you go. It's unfortunate, but I suppose it's the kind of contract you sign when you build and buy a computer. At least I tell you what, he does have the benefit of having a humongous sort of network of people, because he can basically just sort of go. I suppose arguably at that point he's probably got too much advice, but you know, he's at least got a network of people who can help him figure it out. I've got, you know, a hopefully lucky Google search of exactly the right terms that kicks in one lucky sort of solution that happens to work, which is rare. It's the art of the Google is not to be underestimated. Ba 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 da ba. Do 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 do. Do be do do. Do do do. Is there a special thing I've heard? Yes. Well done, Final Fantasy XIII. You finally obeyed the rules of the Nook and the rules of the Cranny. A rune bracelet. Oh, I got a fancy thing that I didn't actually pay attention to. So let's have a look here. Rune bracelet. Yeah, Zephyr ring. That was the one. Oh, resist wind. I suppose that makes a bit of sense. Oh, restores a small amount of TP each time an enemy is defeated. For now, I think she can stick with gubbins. Excuse me. Bit of a unfortunate thing to do on microphone, but should be fine. Improved debilitation, yeah. Low HP power surge. I can't deny that's not terrible, but I chop so much. But yeah, increases damage dealt to enemies when HP is below 10%. It sounds like a good thing, because it sounds like when you're dying, you're going to dish out more damage. But the point, to a certain extent, the point I would put forth, the argument I would present to you is don't get near dying. I didn't say it was a complicated argument. I just said that's the argument I would put forward. I might be able to get a cheeky one as he turns around to get back on his pattern. There you go. Whee! Oh, don't. Game, do the right thing. I back attack. Oh, you dirty little strumpet. Yes, I just called Final Fantasy XIII a dirty little strumpet. Ah, you unbelievable turd. It's like a turd that has filled the entire bowl, and you look down and you go, shit in hell, that came out of my arse. It's an unbelievable turd. But that should have been a back attack, without doubt. But the last split second, last millisecond, they went, now we'll throw out the warning sign. That'll scuff for his back attack, won't it? What utter arseholes. Immense and unfathomable arseholes. It's an arsehole you cannot possibly hope to fathom, oh no. Yes, indeed. She's so happy. Sickeningly happy. Absolutely sickeningly happy. Am I even still going the right way? Yeah, it looks like I need to pass through. We're in the Fingers of Stone, the Vallis Media. I don't think that's meant to be sort of... we're going to be watching a few videos online. It's not that sort of media. We're just going to go down the old fingers. We're going to go watch someone finger themselves in a video. Filth. Utter filth. You didn't have to say that. No, I didn't. I just strung together words and it came out filthy. As is the norm. Norman. Don't you just love it? Norman love it. Yeah, there's a reference and a joke there somewhere. Full of it. No, his name's Love It, not Full of It. No, you're full of it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Just keep whacking. Keep weed whacking. I don't want this slug. I don't want the slug in my garden. He needs to leave now. Yes, esoteric oil once again. And off we pop. Hello, hello, hey, hello, hoo. The animations for the jumps are nice. I quite like that. Hip, hey. Makes it sort of satisfying in the sort of noise you make. Oh, here we go. The Yashtas Massif. Grand Pulse. Everything's going to be subtitled Grand Pulse because that's where we are. Do do do. Oh. Smooth jazz. Ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 do do do. I do do I do 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 I do 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 boo I do do. Basically, the sort of kind of the original theme, just in a slightly lighter jazz form. Wow, he clearly has no line of sight whatsoever, because I basically went up to his face and he still had no idea. They look like they're a different one again, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Different variation once more. Because the last ones were Rankars, weren't they? These are Layeks or something. Yeah, Layek. Just as weak as the others, though, I think, so we should be okay. But they do have Conjure, and if memory serves, we established that Conjure is the move they can use to bring people in. Specifically their own people, I think, in fairness. Can't remember if it's this one or a different one, but there was one that had like a mimic bird, and it would mimic the call of another creature, and you'd end up having to fight something completely different. It was usually something far more brutal and nasty than was entirely desirable. But I can't remember if it was this one or another one that did that. It might have been. I wouldn't have thought it was Final Fantasy XII, because that was the sort of the very MMORPG-esque battle system. Despite not being an MMORPG, it still had that sort of similarity to their style. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-loo-doo. A-boo-loo-doo-doo-day. Oh, there was a Rangda involved as well. Okay. That means they do look devilishly similar, because I could not tell the difference between a Layak and a Rangda. And I know that sounds monsterist, but I can't help it. Sometimes it's got to be said, sometimes these monsters all look the same to me. Okay, so straight across is our desirable thing. That's a Seath Waystone. Now, I think they're special. I think they are a special thing. Because they're not the missions. I think you can warp around using these. Okay, Seath Waystones. Certain Seath Stones function as teleporters or Waystones once you've completed their missions. Ah, okay. Using these stones, you can travel instantly to other Waystones that you have activated previously. Okay, so what we want to do is beat the... Yeah, no, don't take that on yet. We want to beat the number 3 monster, which is... Oh, that's the number 3 monster. Okay, I genuinely thought it was going to be a bird of some kind. I don't... Again, he's sort of prowling here, looking everywhere. It's unlikely I'm going to get back. Although, having said that, we seem to be dancing around one another. This is where a lock-on would be devilishly helpful. God damn it. Maybe. I don't know. No. We danced around for a prolonged period, and it turned out that was pointless, because I still didn't get the advantage on him. Oh well, never mind. Okay, Libra, he's blocking something. Oh, he's immune to thunder, or lightning, whichever you want to call it. We need health immediately, but I get the impression this guy's going to hit hard and take the hits as well, which is alarming. I'll tell you what we should do, perhaps. Bully? Yeah, bully. Go bully for now. So get hastes, get general buffage. I think Zaz is programmed to haste himself first, because it allows him to then dish out more of the buffs to... Oh, ho, 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 ho. Cheeky boy, you're doing quite a lot of damage, Mr. Cheeky Man. Please don't do that much damage to me. Deprotect is going to come in quite useful. It would be nice if maybe we could get him at least another couple of debuffs on him. But once we do that stagger, I'm going to try and get in all in via Relentless Assault. In fairness, I'm going to skip ahead, one step ahead, because he didn't break quite when I thought he was going to break. But there we go, now he's broken. Oh, he's going down like a little bitch, isn't he? It's the benefit of debuffs and buffs. I must admit, having haste makes a fairly huge difference. Undeniable. 5 stars, yeah! That was our first sort of 5-star mission there. Platinum Bangle! Your party has earned the rank of Mercifex. Now, see, Good Samaritan I can understand. Which is interesting, because, like, that's a weird choice, I think, personally. You may disagree, but I think that's a weird choice they've made there. Which is, what they've done is they've gone, okay, we're going to name the first rank Good Samaritan. Now, of course, that comes from our language, based on, I think it's a Bible tale, isn't it? Of a person from Samaria, I think, isn't it? And that's why they're a Good Samaritan. Because the idea is others. I think the idea was other Samaritans weren't, but nonetheless, the Good Samaritan is a term we would associate. And then Mercifex, I'm not convinced is a sort of well, okay, I don't recognise it as a word. It might exist in our language, somewhere online at least. But yeah, it just seems weird that you'd reference something that is distinctly our world, because obviously in here they would not have heard of the idea of Samaritans, because that's not a concept, or theoretically not a concept, I suppose, because it's based on a place and a person. But still, anyway, that's just an observation, really. You mean to tell me my focus is to hunt that one-eyed... I suppose I should probably carry on, because these are all from Grand Pulse, so it'd be... Yeah, you mean to tell me my focus is to hunt that one-eyed driver that plagues the Ascendant Scarp? Did I really need to be made a lassie to go hunting? Did I not do that every day? A lassie not meant to fight Cocoon? Is that not the reason I left, boasting of the feats of heroism I would accomplish? Am I never to return home again? Yeah, I'll take on that mission. Cool, I can see the star from here, so that might be quite a close one. In fact, in fairness, I think it's literally right down here, or is this leading to a different path? Oh no, it's leading to a lower path. That's fine. Genuinely thought it was just right at the end of that little cliff area, but it's not. It does get a little more complicated than that. Although I do need to find it. Where is... Okay, the star is not here, which is gonna make it a little bit awkward. Yes, a little awkward. Cause I don't know which way. Well, I mean, tough. There's literally nothing else I can do. Running around in this game is all I've got at the moment. Sorry, Zaz, but, you know, I just have to live with it. Oh, here we go. Now we've got the star appeared. So, yeah, I think I may have actually managed to choose the correct path. That bird will probably kill me, so probably best to avoid it. Difficult to say for certain, but really, realistically, a good rule of thumb at this early stage of Grand Pulse is anything bigger than you is probably going to kill you. I'm not entirely sure what's able to target me here. I think it might be the... okay, it's this one. So I get the impression I might either have to deal with it or it's going to come over. Okay, well, we're going to find out. The hard way, unfortunately, but we are going to find out. Can we beat this dragon thing? The Svarog. Okay, it didn't insta-kill me. And that is an exceptionally good sign. It is resistant to physical attacks, which is not a good sign. But arguably, let's pop straight to Bully, get some haste and some debuffs going. Ideally, anyway. God damn it, keeps doing that lack of vigilance. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something to do with anti-vigilance. And it's also just prevented Vanille using spells, which is going to prove troublesome. Because that's... oh god, that is really... a lot of her arsenal is taken offline there. That's why her third... I do have an option... I do have the sort of... something for that. But yeah, the problem is I'm going to have to stall... oh no, Vanille's back. Slightly at least. Right, challenge... Medigard. Yeah, just start the Medigard now. Otherwise you might die and then we'll all be quite sad. Where is Bully? There we go. Bully. Bully. In 1, we've iced our weapons. In 2, we've cast Protect on everybody. In 3, we've cast Haste. In 4, it seems immune to status ailments. Which is... what is classified as a problem? I suppose arguably we do have the information. I can... oh no, it managed to get poisoned. But yeah, yeah, I think the fact that they're there means it's immune to debuffs, deprotect and de-shell, which is they're kind of the two that I really wanted it to get. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm moderately pleased. Moderately pleased it's managed to be poisoned. That will make my job a little easier, but ultimately I would have much preferred the idea of debuffing it properly. Diddly dum. Where did you put your diddly dum, son? I didn't know. I thought I'd left it in the car, but it turns out it was in the shed. Is that normal for you? Do you normally leave your doodle-dar in the shed? I do, which is why I kicked myself because I looked in the shed, couldn't see it. Looked everywhere else. Looked back in the shed. Turns out it was in the shed all the time. So this is what happens when there's nobody around. Just shit. Ah, so shit. Drivel. A driveling shit. Driveling such immense shit. It just kind of pools out of my mouth. There's a big tomato over there. Man, that's the second biggest tomato I've ever seen. We have seen tomatoes before, but I don't think we ever got them. They never fused last time. Let's get protection. Oh, I don't know about that. It's a bit shit. I wouldn't mind. Is there no other? No, I haven't got any other synergist roles. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, Medigard will suffice for now, just while we get some buffs going on. And let Vanille keep our health bars up. This is basically the stall tactic, but we'll get... That should allow him to finish off some more buffs, whilst also, hopefully, if you could focus on poison, since as poison works... Well, you clearly think Imperil will work, and yes, I think it will. Because if memory serves, Imperil is the one that renders it weak to all elements. But I must admit, the fact that we already know it's weak to ice and wind, in theory, means we've actually got plenty of spells to take advantage of its weakness. So I would much prefer, Vanille, you to heal us, ideally, because unfortunately we're dying, but you did have the no magic spells on you, which I definitely, yeah, that is going to be a killer if it happens at the wrong moment. Bully, try and get that poison going again, Vanille, if you would. Yeah, again, Imperil I really couldn't give two shits about, but poison, I would like you to concentrate on poison, because that was useful. Unfortunately, we're pretty much out of buffs for Zaz to put forth. He's kind of holding in a sort of hold. Ah, good. I've just spotted the poison. Zaz out of magic, but I don't know if that allows him to use his strikes. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's alright then. That means sort of anti-magic doesn't really affect a Ravager that much, although it probably affects Vanille as a Ravager, because of course she doesn't have much in the way of strikes, or at least not yet. I don't know if she ever does get strikes, but certainly she has none at the moment. Got a feeling Vanille is going to die again, which is going to irk me somewhat. I think we're okay, but yeah, I sort of dismissed it because I didn't think it would make much difference, but I think Vanille, of all people, that accessory that immunises her to anti-spell stuff, that might be useful. And I don't know whether I want to just wait until she naturally unlocks a third accessory slot and then install it, or install it now. I'm leaning towards... It depends on what she's got on at the moment. Okay, so Royal Armlet and a Blessed Talisman. Cast Faith at the start of battle. Okay, that's not... Faith is quite a good one to have. Resistance is quite good. I like both of them. That's annoying. I genuinely was hoping one of them would be shit. And that would make taking it off very easy. I mean, in fairness, she keeps dying with the 5% resistance, so... Oh, I don't know. So far, not being able to cast magic hasn't killed me. The moment it kills me, I might be more intrigued, or inclined, sorry. More inclined to actually sort of change it up, but right this very moment, it's a little bit sort of like... Okay, I don't know if I can tackle that tomato. I don't know if I can tackle the tomato. Oh, you little shit-ins. Yes, they're little shit-tins. Tins of shit. Just delivered to the door. You open it thinking, oh, this will be... Oh, no, that's a tin of shit. Oh, bollocks. I didn't... No, it's a tin of bollocks? That's a different service. That's bollock tin, not shit-ins. But, yeah, annoyingly, I got caught. But what we'll do is try and take down the little uns first, and then I'll probably try and scan the big un, because I suspect that'll be be classified as a new creature. We already are healing, yes. Hybrid Flora, yes. It's the combination. In fairness, this is sort of very much the argument against genetically modified fruits, because of the whole... It's a giant mutant tomato. Attack of the killer tomatoes. God damn it, you really are not doing a good job of healing us, Vanille. I mean, you have got literally everything going for you for healing. Now, granted, it's just about to wear off, so it doesn't count anymore, but she had Faith, which should op her curing spells, because it ops magical power, and I think Cure procs off of magic. She's got the Healer's Rod, so that she should be boosting her cure spells as well. And yet somehow she's still shit at curing. God, I can't imagine how shit the other two are going to be. Lightning and Hope. How terrible at healing are they going to be when Vanille can't keep up with it and she's built to heal us. Built sort of like 100% healer. I think this... Oh dear, okay. Nice. Again, I was about to say something and the game decided, nope. I will take that newspaper and I will whack you on the nose with it. Just going to fire in Medguard immediately because it felt like it was going to attack me. And it turns out, it didn't. But it felt like it was going to. Right, with you healing, we can probably afford to entrench rather than Mediguard. I can understand why the auto battle's gone Mediguard, because I was low health, I think, essentially. Well, that might do it, even if I'm high health, I suppose, but we'll see. Because I will probably do an extra. Oh, it's blocking something. Oh, it might be. Oh, because it's immune to physical. Entrench is pointless, I suppose, yeah. Oh, that's fair enough. Once again, beaten by the auto battler. I thought I knew best, but no, the game said no. No. It's got that newspaper out yet again. No, you do not know best. I know best. I am Final Fantasy XIII Auto Battler. I will do the best thing you could possibly want every time. No failure. Ow. Ugh. No, I don't want to lose, but... I mean, they've thrown a giant tomato in my face. I think it might be an inevitability at this point. Oh dear. We might need solidarity once again. Again, we're sort of in battles at this point, which are... Oh shit, challenge didn't work. What the fuck is that? Couple of challenge... There we go, finally, challenge worked. Right. Mediguard it up. We'll let it just max out there. I would have hit Y if he looked like he was about to attack, but he never once looked like he was going to attack me, so... Right, good. Zaz just can... basically, Zaz is going to holding pattern it. I suppose, really, I should probably try and get Bully going as well. Again, might as well let it max out if it's not going to attack me immediately. Right, we'll let it attack. That's it. Right, that should be him having attacked for a short period at least. Now, let's try and get some... Again, luckily... Oops! That finger is flexing again. Don't know why. Very annoying. Solidarity. Ugh, I'd really hoped for more buffs on that occasion, but never mind. Ow. Didn't have a chance to get the Mediguard up there. I suppose arguably I should perhaps, on that first one, I should perhaps try 3 provokes and a Mediguard just to make sure that if she does manage to provoke, but the provoke is it's a difficult one because sometimes it just doesn't do. Which, yeah. And on those occasions when it doesn't do, you're sort of left going, oh, well, you'd be left going, I'm defending for no reason. Oh, shit. I really need to not be defending for no reason. Okay, staggered. Right, do we kind of... I would like to sort of go all in. All in now, although water gun might screw me over. Nope, we managed to kill it just before. Just before it splashed me down. I mean, 3 stars is not that bad, considering how awful I did in that battle. That's genuinely not a horrendous grade. So I will take the little win they gave me. I'm trying to just check that nook. And now we'll check the cranny. I think I said, I'm fairly certain I declared that crannies were left and nooks were right at all times. Ah, now... You see those plants? I think those suspicious-looking plants are, in fact, suspicious-looking plants. Because they are an enemy, not a plant. When is a plant not a plant? Or when it's an enemy? Yeah, okay, so not every single one of them. It's a clever little trick they've pulled there. Not every single one of them is a trick. And they are Triffids! We've officially headed into the day of the Triffids. Naturally, there are plants so weak to fire. But yeah, just try and kill them, I suppose. As is the way with everything else, we just have to try to kill them. And hope they don't kill me. I think it's probably going to be best to try and tackle the Triffids first, but... the problem with tackling the Triffids first, of course, is it leaves the slime... It leaves the old Flora slime unchecked, which it's... that thing is a little bit strong to be left unchecked. I think maybe this is a run past and don't fight sort of situation. Oh, okay, you apparently decided not to do what I want you to do. Get to the Triffids. Get to the Triffids! That's the wrong Triffid. Focus on the one Triffid you're trying to beat, please. Good God. I need you to make some kind of intelligent decision every once in a while. And I know I was saying the auto battle, I had it covered previously, and now I'm saying no. Auto battler is awful. But yeah, this is a toughie. This is a tough battle because the Triffids are not easily defeated, and the slime is just a monstrous amount of damage each time. And that's the key issue we've got is I keep having to sentinel it, and as much as I can sort of entrench and get a little bit of damage out of Fang, having to sentinel has lowered my damage output dramatically, like beyond your ability to fathom. But then again, I don't know specifically your ability to fathom, so right, I just want a cheeky little bit of Relentless Assault just to finish it off, that's it. Just to get it finished. And we'll drop down to Diversity to hopefully hold fast our health bars. And that should allow me to deal a reasonable chunk of change to the Triffid before probably... Relentless Assault for a little bit, I think. But I do have the sneaking suspicion we'll end back in Sentinel mode in the not too distant future. Although we are nearing the break point, so... And by that I mean the stagger point, technically, I suppose. It feels like you're breaking the enemy because you are sort of rendering them weaker and more susceptible to basically everything. Okay, Fang, you've taken a lot of status ailments. And I'm not entirely sure... Whoa, okay. I mean, Solidarity is not going to be the best of things, but I suppose arguably Medigard. It's not actually attached to Fang at the moment because I didn't get to challenge it, but that might not necessarily be a bad thing. Because, of course, she does now... Okay, she's now got a little bit of a buffer, so we can probably challenge it. Use a Trinity of Challenges. Come on, get it. Oh, dang it, didn't work. Trinity of Challenges again. Come on. Come on! Don't be a prick, game. The whole point is to be able to challenge these creatures. Okay, there we go. Right, Medigard is probably the way to go. I'll get it started immediately, because otherwise we might have trouble. Okay, this is going to be long and slow again, I'm afraid. This one's not going to rock up a 3-star rating, I wouldn't have thought. Once again, some Medigard. If it's not attacking immediately, you might as well just let the bar fill up, and then you've just got constant Medigard on at all times. Okay, here we go. We've got slightly better health bars now, so I think a little cheeky Relentless Assault to try and knock that stagger meter up a little bit more, although we immediately lost half our health bars. Great news. Yes, I think Solidarity might have to come back for a bit. This is a slight problem with having to re-challenge it every single time. Mixed with the fact that it clearly is not challenging every single time. Which is quite frustrating, but there you go. It's unfortunate, but a situation we have to deal with now. Because this thing is killing me slowly. Killing me slowly. Well, actually, it's not killing me slowly. If it was killing me slowly, we'd stand more of a chance. It's killing me very quickly. That's why we have to keep changing to different roles. I think Diversity is good enough for now. Yeah, Relentless Assault probably for about 5 seconds. Oh no, okay, now we've staggered it. We stand a good chance of dealing out some heavy damage. Unfortunately, Waterger is going to, ruin that plan. Thank you. Thank you for splashing my plans into oblivion. It's what we like to see. You ruining the plans of everything, including me. Obviously, that is literally everything. Everything does always include me. Relentless assault for a little bit. But yeah, I suppose it's the unfortunate thing of fighting enemies that are extremely tough on a stream-based environment, I suppose. There's not a lot I can do about it. It is what it is. All I can do, all I can really do, is just keep pummeling it until that health bar finally drops down to 0. And the inconvenient thing is, because it can hit me so hard, I keep having to stall out with other bits and pieces. I would suggest I'd go buff mode again, but probably at this late stage, with only that much health bar left, I don't know. It might have been worthwhile trying to fit them in earlier, but I was too busy trying to survive, essentially, which is, again, one of the issues with sort of fighting a monster that can do quite so much damage. Is you are sort of, it's a constant fight for survival, that one false move and you are going to find yourself coming a cropper and not managing to keep it together. Right, beautifully staggered. Staggering always makes it quicker, which is good. Oh, I mean, I suppose, you know what, truth be told, I'm happy with 1 star. That battle was so atrocious. I am legitimately pleased with getting the 1 star. I've got a feeling, no. No, okay. But yeah, it's quite a clever tactic to have plants that aren't monsters on the screen with the plants that are the monsters. I don't think there's anything specific up here. No, there's not. It's just a different path. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I just was more curious up here, especially out in here, a treasure chest. Oh, let's do do do. Do 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 do. Where are we looking for my star? Okay, so both paths appear to lead to the same place, but one of them does lead to a save point. Now, I must admit, 20 past is possibly a good idea to use that save point for the end zone, but I am also quite near my star. Am I near my star? Quite far away from my star, actually, aren't I? But I suppose technically it doesn't make too much difference, but nah, I think we'll leave it there. So what we'll do is, I tell you what, let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. That's a good amount of CP. Still won't go very far at this late stage, but nonetheless, it is a good amount of CP we've earned. We've earned ourselves a lovely chunk. A lovely chunk of CP change. Oh yeah. Dispelgar! Yes, that's the sort of move you're after. I think that might be 3 ATB slots. Because if you hadn't noticed, different moves take different amounts of ATB. So Blitz requires 2, as you can see there. Whereas Saboteur, Dispelgar, in fact, is not a maneuver, it's a technique. So it requires TP, like so many other things. Blarg. Whoops, I've gone slightly too far outside. I didn't mean to go that far out. Right, we're kind of focused on the idea of getting that ATB level, so I think we will continue his synergist role, despite it not necessarily being... I think, ideally, if it wasn't for the ATB slot, I would probably focus on his Ravager stats. But all the stats are crossover, so it's not going to make too much difference statistically, arguably. Right, she's already got that, but the accessory I think would be quite nice to get access to as well. And Curasa! Restore HP target proportional to the amount of damage taken. But I've got a feeling that's another technique rather than a... Oh no, it is... Oh no, it is a medic one. Okay, cool. I suppose... Yeah, that's a flat restoration. whereas that one is proportional to the amount of damage target has taken. So better or worse? Well, one assumes it's better, but by precisely how much, it's difficult to fully grasp it, in my mind at least. It may be very obvious for other people, but for me it's a bit more sort of like... Because the unfortunate thing there is they've not really told you the proportion part. It's kind of like, yes, it's proportional to the amount of HP you've lost, but is that like, for every 1 HP I've lost, I get 2 back? What's the proportion? Oh, we got Dispelger with lightning. That's a peculiar place to find Dispelger, I would say, but I mean, whatever. It's not my job to give a shit. La 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 la. I believe we want to head Sentinel way for you, isn't it? Yes. Counter. Yes, that's the sort of random counter if you dodge a maneuver. I think there is one of the stances. I'm not sure if he's already got it, but somewhere. Is that going to be the one? Reprieve? No. Oh, Reprieve is quite good though. It keeps them hanging around. If HP is above a certain threshold, retain 1 HP when an attack would otherwise KO you. And that is quite good. That is quite a good maneuver. But I'm not sure... Yeah, maybe he's already got it. Let's have a look at our... Because I definitely haven't seen it in Fang's arsenal of Sentinel abilities. No, Steel Guard, Entrench and Steel Guard. That's all very much... Oh, Evade is on. Occasionally evade enemy attacks. But I think... I don't know, maybe I'm just getting confused. Let's try and track back to Snow for Sentinel. Vendetta... Entrench, Steel Guard, Mediguard, yeah. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. But I think there is one of those stances that rather than being sort of defense-based, it does actually op your evasion. So you'll take more damage, but then again, there's a higher chance that you'll take 0 damage, which is always quite a good one. Synergist, yes. Yes, I think Synergist is perhaps the one we should focus on. Especially since there's... Vanille is sort of the one focusing on medic role at the moment, so it's quite good to have the boy focus on synergy, perhaps. Although that does mean, well, I suppose if I focused him on healing, it would be 2 people focusing on healing. If I focus him on synergy, it's 2 people focusing on synergy, so I might as well just focus on whatever is the best thing, which at the moment I think for him is probably trying to get that extra ATB slot and the extra accessory slots, of course. Do a quick item run, because now we're no longer flicking between teams. Granted, a lot of these will still, you know, a lot of the monster parts will still crop up, but at least in the key items we shouldn't have too many, whereas previously we were having like the Odin Idolith, it's brand new, now it's gone, it's brand new again, now it's gone, it's brand new again. We shouldn't have that crop up all that often now, owing to the fact that we are all... Well, basically now we are... This is the party. And I don't think there's many, if any, occasion where they switch the party up on you. Which is quite good. It's quite nice to have it sort of... As I say, a defined party is always quite nice now. And back into the save slot 1. Superb stuff. Right. What we can do is go to the quit button. Which is... It's not necessary, truth be told. Because you can just push the escape button and then the enter button and it escapes and enters for you. Well, there we have it. That was our stream, our SaturJay RPG. I very much hope you enjoyed, and if there does happen to be any new people in the old chatteroo, it would be very pleasant if possibly you could follow. And if you were particularly interested, there is, as is shown on the screen, there is a Discord. And I do, these are, tends to just be these streams uploaded, but I do a little bit of the old tubes of you. So stupid. So stupid. Absolutely ridiculously stupid. Anyway, so for your night's entertainment tonight, and thank you for watching, everybody. You have the choice of Mr. Malice Caliber, who I believe is doing X-Wing, or you have Mr. Blue Boosh, who is doing something else. I don't know what. He might even be doing X-Wing. It's difficult to know for certain. Let's pop into the old Instruments slideshow, why not? So yeah, please do follow. It helps out. Share it with people. That helps as well. And just generally come on down, enjoy the show. It's always good and useful. Next up will be Monday, 4:30 p.m. So same time as this stream. That is 3 hours in the past. 4:30 p.m. is British summertime, BST. If that information was needed, that information was, I've turned into Yoda. Where we'll be doing Modelling Monday inside of the Arts Hole, and that is going to basically continue the lightsaber. I've been doing other projects, so the lightsaber is basically brand new and kind of there. It still needs working on. I'm doing too much work, in fairness. I'm doing too much work in it. Because unfortunately it's sort of like it's going to be on screen. In terms of the animation I'm doing, it'll end up on screen for about maybe 10 seconds tops, because basically it's going to drop to the floor, roll a bit, and then I suppose arguably it could be a bit of a slow one there, although you don't want it too slow because it's meant to be an intro, so you don't want it dragging on, but then you want it sort of suitably sat on the ground for a period of time, and then it's going to shake, and then it's going to whip out and across the screen as if someone's grabbed it with the force, of course. With the force, of course. Of course it's the force. Of course it's the force on a horse. They don't have horses. Oh, I suppose they have some mounts in Star Wars, but they don't tend to have a literal horse. So you don't tend to have a force, a person with the force on a horse, of course. You never saw that. Anyway, I'll have a look and see if there's any worthwhile raidings available. I mean, arguably we might as well pop on into the Mr. Tron, the comedian John Robinson. Right, I'll fire up the page and then mute that so that it's not, primarily because it's not playing an advert at the moment. But yeah, he's doing the Dark Room, which I think is probably his best thing he does. Really, it's an interactive video game sort of choose your own adventure type thing, and it's very entertaining. All sort of improv, and people get to choose in the audience, so you can go in and choose your options in the audience, and it's hilarious fun. So alright, let's get that started, and then we will. Oops, no, not Rubo. I imagine Rubo is someone completely different. There we go. Alright, start the raid. He does have a myriad of wonderful static screenshots if you get the wrong frames. Or the right frames, it depends on your interpretation. Is that doing? Did I not say yes to it? That's weird. Did I screw that up, or did the machine screw that up? Start raid. Oh, okay. Apparently something went wrong, so we might not be doing that after all. I'll try refreshing. Why not? I'm stalling and wasting time now, but we'll try it one more time because I'm sure it'll be nice to do. Nope. Nope. Okay, it's not going to work. That's fine, I suppose. Unfortunate, but fine. Never mind. So we won't be doing that, but I do encourage you to pop over there if you fancied it. So yeah, that's basically cheerio is the key thing. Next up, I've given you the details of the doings and the doings of the details that you can do, and it's now time for me to say cheerio and then leave and have some dinner. So cheerio